Today on the Nerdy Gritty, Dez explains Kingdom Hearts to Fox.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Nerdy Gritty, where we delve deep into the details of pop culture. I'm Fox.
I'm Dez.
So, yeah, this is a different kind of an episode. We don't really have a topic.
Well, we have a topic.
We have a topic. It's not really the same as usual. I'm super excited for it, though. But before we get into
We're going to try and keep this part brief.
Right. Well, last week was 37 minutes, so...
I'm hoping sub 10 right now. Sub 10.
Okay, I'll try to keep... I'll keep it brief.
I'm going to go first.
Go ahead, yeah.
I saw Into the Spider-Verse. It was really good.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it.
Great movie.
It was so colorful, so bright. The animation was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was just A+. Very, very good.
It was unique looking. The story there was funny parts. It was also emotionally relevant.
Absolutely.
Like it worked in every way. It deserved the best animated
picture.
Oscar.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was
in fact,
great.
I would say that it deserved Best Picture more than some of the Best Picture nominees.
Oh, guaranteed. Yeah. That's. I mean, we can talk about this in the future maybe, but having an animated only category is kind of a detriment because it's it just separates them from being the Best Picture inherently.
I think it's just because it's such a different medium.
It's very different. Yes,
Yeah.
they can do things differently.
So,
in an anime, but it's a great movie. So I'm glad you watched it.
but I also, which we talked about that before, so we'll move on. But what I did see just last night was Mary Poppins Returns.
Oh, I was interested in seeing that, but I never actually did.
It got a moderate Metascore.
It's coming from like trying to follow up one of the most beloved musical movies of all time.
I loved it.
Yeah,
I did.
What I've heard is that it's really great.
It was so good. If you go into it, so here's the reality of it. It is cheese. It's just bathed in cheese.
Have you watched Mary Poppins?
That's my point.
Okay, yeah,
so
good.
It's bathed in cheese, and it's predictable, and it's everything you'd expect, and that's why I think it probably got not a great Metascore.
We're in a different era than when the original Mary Poppins came out.
But if you're going to this movie just wanting a feel-good movie, oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh, man, I loved it. The music was great.
I feel like Lin-Manuel Miranda was the perfect choice to bring in for a character.
Yeah, I wonder if it's if they purposely choose people that are going to butcher a Cockney accent. They did that with Dick Van Dyke.
Dick Van Dyke.
So.
It's bringing up the tradition of being terrible at the
Cockney accent. Yeah, so... but of course, Emily Blunt just knocks it out of the park.
Sure, it's what she does.
Is wonderful.
Generally, what she does.
I love Emily Blunt to death.
Okay, so I know Dick Van Dyke also had a cameo at some point,
a brief
right?
cameo, and Angela Lansbury. They're both 93 years old now. They're probably 90.
Angela Lansbury?
Yeah, Angela
Who
Lansbury.
was she in the original?
I would guess she's the
mom?
balloon lady in the original. I don't know. She's the balloon lady in this.
Okay, because
I don't
Mary
know
Poppins
who she is in the
was
original. Julie Andrews.
Julie Andrews. Okay.
But Angela Lansbury is in it, and her and Dick Van Dyke today are 93 years old. I'm guessing they're 90. Dick Van Dyke dances? How?
I don't know, man.
How?
The last thing I saw him in was that episode of Scrubs he was in. He was great in that, too, but that was also like 10 years ago now.
Yes,
so.
if not longer. But the movie was great. It's a really good feel-good movie. I saw Christopher Robin before that.
Oh, yeah?
And Christopher Robin was less good to me because Christopher Robin tried to get, it tried to be too serious and too sad. And, it literally...
It kind of seemed that way in the preview. I didn't see that either.
Literally, Christopher Robin is dealing with PTSD, like post-traumatic war syndrome, because he went to World War I, and that's one of the things that he's struggling with, as well as being distant from his wife and child. It gets real.
Do they go to the 100-acre wood?
Absolutely.
Okay, because from what I remember in the preview, it was just like the real world, but with Pooh and his friends.
It's both.
Okay.
Yeah, they go back and forth.
Okay,
so,
I don't remember there being 100-acre wood, but okay, I got you.
Yeah, but this one, it knows what it is, and so it doesn't try to be serious. It's just fun, the music's great.
Mary Poppins,
right. Yeah, Mary Poppins Returns.
Well,
it's good. So
maybe I'll watch that one, but probably I wasn't ever really going to watch Christopher Robin anyway. But I saw a movie this week.
What'd you see?
It was part of the last one I saw for the Portland International Film Festival.
Oh yeah.
It was called Redemption.
It was called
Redemption. I use this accent because it's set in Israel. No, it was set in Israel. It was about a father whose daughter has been diagnosed with cancer. Assumedly, there's never really a specific diagnosis, but it's about him he was at one point in a really popular band. It's about him. Since then, he's become very religious. That's a big theme in it, his religion. But also it's about him getting his old band back together to do like wedding gigs and stuff to make money to pay for her treatments. Which it's a drama. It's a very serious movie, but there are some pretty funny moments. It's also it was great. It was great. It was one of my favorites of the entire festival. It was I most appreciated it because it kind of showed a very nuanced portrayal of what it means like about somebody's faith. He is Jewish, of course, because it's set in Israel. But even like though I'm not Jewish, I really connected with just there's a really great moment where he's playing at a wedding and he's the singer in this band and he's singing a song about having faith in God no matter like what, like just because God is good, not because or not because everything is great in his life or not because he's received blessings upon blessings. Literally like the song is just about having faith in God because God is good. But intercutting and right after it shows him like sitting next to his daughter as she's receiving chemotherapy. And it was like this really great like just juxtaposition of the depths that you like just what it means to be faithful.
Yeah.
While also not really being exploitative. It never really felt like it felt real. It just felt like the actual depiction of somebody who would be going through that. It was a lot about like, am I just using my, band thing? Like, am I actually being faithful? There's like, there was a lot of stuff in there where if I had known more about the Jewish religion, like current day, what some of the things they did, I would have really appreciated it more.
Right.
But it also didn't take away. Like I could just glean, like there's a thing like on every like door entranceway, there's a little thing that he like touches and like says like a quick prayer or something as he just walks through the door. And to me, it wasn't about what exactly is he doing? Why is that? What is the meaning of that? It was he's faithful. Like that's just part of.
You don't know what the faith is.
That's just what he's doing.
Know that's a part of what's
right.
going
It's just
on.
what he's doing. It's just part of his like. It wasn't him even thinking about doing it. It was this is who I am. This is what I do. And then he's moving. Like it was really really good. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It was a good one.
Good.
Yeah.
That about it? Or do you have other things?
Oh no, I have 2 games. I'm so sorry. We're at.
Right, we're trying to
We're
rush.
fine.
We're
We're
trying,
fine.
Yeah, we're okay.
Okay, I have 2 games. I'll talk about them briefly. One is we played Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice.
Yeah.
On Sunday night. We streamed it a little bit. It was fun. I haven't played it.
It was real good.
I played it. You watched. So you were there and kind of saw what was happening.
No, we were playing the hidden co-op mode.
Oh right, yeah.
You gotta find it.
You were all the enemies. You're way better at it than
so good at
you're
that.
better
Apparently
at it than I
really
am.
Good. Yeah.
No, I mean, there were lots of differences. To me, it's basically Bloodborne was different than Dark Souls in a certain way. This is different than Dark Souls in a certain way.
Right.
They both share lots of similarities in kind of the gameplay. But this one's more different in the fact that there is a specific storyline. Like
I would say
you are a specific character, and there is a narrative that you are progressing through.
I would say there's Dark Souls, and then there's a distance that Bloodborne is different from Dark Souls. And then if you take Bloodborne and go that same distance away from both Bloodborne and Dark Souls,
maybe in a different direction.
Yeah, that's how different this is. It's very different from Dark Souls. It's as fast-paced, and the combat style is similar in its quickness and its dodge focus as Bloodborne.
As well as the stealth element is a huge difference, like the verticality of movement and the ability to just hide from enemies after they've spotted you and stuff like that. To me, the biggest difference, though, is that there is a narrative. You're actually
absolutely
seeing a specific story rather than
you
just
are
being,
a character.
rather than just being
you are Wolf.
Undead man who's fighting bad guys. So... yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing it some more. I get frustrated when I get killed by difficult things, and I like to make up excuses. That's just part of how I play games. I am still all about playing it, though. It did not discourage me.
There was a Penny Arcade comic recently that was like, I had to build a titanium carbide controller so that I couldn't break it while playing Sekiro.
Alloy core.
And then the last panel is him like, ripping it
apart. To me, it's there was I think it was Bill Burr. He's a comedian, and he talked about one point getting like furniture from IKEA, and like talking about how he had to go through like three of some shelf because he kept breaking them because he kept getting angry. And his girlfriend at one point was like, "Why are you getting so angry? You shouldn't stop." And he's like, "No, that's just part of the process of buying.
That's how it works.
That's just how you do it." And that, to me, that's kind of what Dark Souls or From Software games are. That's just what it is.
I bought a no tools necessary shelf from Target once, and like I literally
the only tool there was you.
I literally ended up like dropping my own drills and screws and it, like just putting the thing together because it broke like 5 times.
Yep.
I'm like, nope, done. I don't care. I'm building this myself now.
Shut up, Target. Nobody
They just
cares.
provided me with lumber and I did the rest.
Yeah, so it's fun. The other game I've been playing, which I've not told you anything about, is called Eastshade.
All right.
It is essentially a walking simulator, exploration, peaceful kind of game. But so the premise is you have come to this place called Eastshade. You are a painter, and your mother, on basically one of her dying wishes, is that you would go and see this place because it had such an effect on her, and she recommended these places. You should go paint these things. So you get there and you basically explore this land. You meet the people, and you get quests to do lots of stuff. But the main like mechanic is you paint things. You find it's a beautiful looking game, and you want to paint every single thing, but you're told like you can paint anywhere and anything and anywhere you want, but it's like, oh, this person really would like to complete their there's like one person who's like really full of himself, and he's like, you clearly want to paint a portrait of me, don't you? You know what? I'd even pay you to do it. That kind of thing. You paint him, or then there's like commissions you can get. But it's fun. It's not the most technically proficient game. There's a lot of like just glitches. Things will clip through other things, or random stuff will happen. But it's fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's fun.
Other things did happen recently that we should be talking about. Like Sony just had their first state of play.
I haven't
just
even
came up.
seen that yet.
It was underwhelming.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
The biggest like coolest thing is they showed some new gameplay from Days Gone.
They've
But
shown a million. They've shown lots of gameplay from plenty
new
of
gameplay from Days
Game
Gone.
Informer has lots of it. Yeah, that's not
But
impressive.
they have.
I'm looking forward to it, but
Oh yeah, it looks really cool.
I already pre-ordered it.
But they had
Fight me.
a couple of cool indie games, and I liked the look of one of them a lot. I can't remember the name of it, but one that I might be picking up and playing. But other than that, it was a lot of VR stuff.
Yeah, I think mainly it was just to show this is what we're doing now.
Yeah.
We're now basically going Nintendo Direct style,
So
which I am a fan of.
Other announcements that we could be talking about, but we're trying to keep this brief.
Yes,
So
because we've got
this is going to be a long thing,
exciting
I think.
thing that we're
So
doing
before we
today.
do that,
Yes.
for those of you guys who are watching this right now, just so you know, what we did before this little conversation, we actually usually spend 20 minutes, half an hour doing that.
Yeah.
And then we edit it down to about the 10 to 15 minutes that you just heard.
We're not going to edit this one. It's
No.
pretty short.
This is just, I mean, we shoved this through as fast as we could. But if you did like hearing us talk about stuff, know that we usually have a lot more in-depth conversations. Both of us are kind of cinephiles. We talk a lot more about movies, talk a lot more about the games we played, a lot more about the
Just things.
casual news that's going on and things
In
like
fact,
that.
last week in the editing, there are 25 bonus minutes of content in the director's cut version.
So if you're interested in getting like the director's cut version, we have a Patreon that we'd really love to support. And also, if you like what we're about to do here, it's another way you can support us. You can go to patreon.com/dezandfox, and we have 3 different tiers as low as $1 a month to be able to support us. But at the $5 a month at level and up, you do get all of our bonus content and all of our director's cuts of videos and podcasts that we do and whatnot.
Exclusive YouTube videos that you wouldn't see if you didn't
Right.
support us there.
But even at the $1 a month, you get Patreon exclusive videos as well as access to our Discord, as well as production credit on things that we do with the money from Patreon. So if you guys are interested, we'd really appreciate your support over at patreon.com/dezandfox.
Thanks.
With that being said, let's get down to the nerdy gritty.
I'm so excited because mainly I just get to sit here and witness. Yeah, Dez is okay. So like we said in our pre-intro there way before, Dez is going to attempt to explain to me the story of Kingdom Hearts. That is the
All of them.
entire series. He has recently finished Kingdom Hearts 3 a week ago, and I asked him, "Are we going to do that this week? Then is that going to be his plan?"
I want to make sure the camera angle.
Yeah, sure. And he was like, no, I need some time. He has been studying for this and preparing for over a week.
It's going to get real, guys.
It's going to get real interesting. I'm going to move over a little bit.
Even to the point that today when he came and he's like, hey, are you ready? And I'm like, no, I need to brush up on Dream Drop Distance. Guys,
all right.
Okay.
Here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Move your microphone over here so that you can be facing. There you go.
Like this?
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll try this.
Maybe even just hold this in your hand.
No,
because you're going to need both hands.
Yeah.
That's true.
So, okay. You know Kingdom Hearts, and the story is crazy and convoluted.
I have played Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. And by I have played 2, I mean I watched you play all of it.
That normal stories are to Kingdom Hearts as Kingdom Hearts is to Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. 3D is where it all goes wrong, my friend.
That's the downhill. Because 1 and 2
goes nuts.
Yeah. Because
shut up.
Okay. Let's just start this.
Okay.
So you start with Kingdom Hearts 1, I assume.
No, not even close. You stop.
It's called Kingdom Hearts 1.
Okay. So.
Why is it called 1 if it's not the first one?
Pages of notes here.
Oh, I regret everything. Why are we doing this?
Before we even start, there's some real simple things that we can hit up here.
Okay.
That is, first of all, there's a person.
All right, make sure everybody can see what you're writing.
So there's a person.
Oh, that looks just like me. That's a person.
Yeah, oh, wait, no. It's got a beard. Now it looks like
Oh,
me.
good. Okay, that's me. Yep.
That's you. Okay. If a person is...
Make sure they can see you. Maybe we just let's turn up the gain on this thing so that everybody can see, so that you're not blocking stuff.
Oh, I see. Okay, so just turn up the volume on this,
yeah,
what you're saying?
just so we can the gain so that you can talk normally and they'll still hear you.
Yes. Okay. So this is a person. If a person is like corrupted by darkness or really falls into darkness, they split. And
okay. So it's real life so far.
Yes. So on this side, if they split, and if the heart gets turned over to darkness, they become a. Oh man, I wish I had a dark. I want a darker.
We need this close to you. Just take that.
Yeah. Okay.
Just take it. It's fine.
I'll try.
It's
and
going
do this
to be nonsense whether or not they can see this. So I think we just got to keep that in mind. Yep, just do that. Left hand mic.
Okay. So
there we go.
Nope, the black is not much better.
Oh my goodness.
It's fine.
It's fine.
They become a heartless. We'll put a crack in the middle of that
let's
heart.
stop there. Person gets corrupted, they fall into the darkness, and they become a heartless.
Their heart becomes part of them becomes a heartless.
Part of them becomes a heartless.
And these are true heartless. These are full-blooded heartless.
Oh my God.
Just so you know.
I didn't know. I've played 2 of the games. I didn't know there weren't not true heartless.
There are synthetic heartlesses, but that's different.
Okay.
And then on the other side, so this is just what happens to their heart. Their heart becomes a heartless.
Their heart becomes a heartless.
Their body, on the other hand, becomes a nobody, and we'll just draw you again because you're nobody. Oh, dang it! Why don't we have good?
Yeah.
Is this one better? No, this one is nothing.
Oh my goodness! Just go with it. It's
fine.
We probably should have figured.
That's okay though. This is a nobody right here. So that's one thing that we have to realize. Also, if you destroy somebody's heartless and nobody, there's somebody comes back. It's called a somebody. And it comes back.
So a person is a somebody.
Is a somebody, yes.
Okay.
So because of that, this justifies Sora murdering everybody. Because
he's doing good when he kills everyone he
meets. When he kills all of the things, all the bad guys.
Okay, wait, hold on.
The ones that look like people.
You mentioned a Sora. Now, I know who
There
Sora
is no Sora
is,
yet.
but
there is no Sora yet.
We are not there yet.
We're going to start at the very beginning with not Dream Drop Distance, sorry. There were several games at the very beginning called...
Let's get comfy, everybody.
Yes, so Kingdom Hearts Key, back cover, Unchained Key. These are 3 different games that were on mobile only. Okay. One of them was a browser only.
All right.
And then they combined those and made it into Unchained Key, and which is CHI, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like the Greek letter.
Greek letter.
Gotcha.
And they combined those and added a little bit to make it Unchained Key, and then they combined all of that and added some more stuff to make Union Cross.
Okay, that's the mobile game that's currently available.
Some of these were only available in Japan.
Okay.
In fact, one of them they eliminated some of the story, and like it doesn't exist anymore. You can only find story online.
Okay.
But all of this is essentially prequel that sets up what's going on in Kingdom Hearts. So let's start with Union Cross and what's going on in Union Cross.
Okay.
I've
played a little bit of Union Cross.
There is the Master of Masters. Do you know who that is?
Chuck Norris.
All right. No, you get Kingdom Hearts then.
He is the Master of Masters. I'm going to go with Yensid.
No, he's the Master of Masters. We don't know.
That's just his name.
Yeah, he's Master of Masters, and
That's
he
a pretty
wears
sweet name.
a black cloak, and he's scary.
Okay.
And he much like the Organization 13
Sure.
cloaks. Yeah. So he wears a black cloak, and he can see into the future, but only his own future.
Okay.
So he can anything that he ever sees, he can see at his current point. Think like Dr. Manhattan.
Okay.
So because of that, he has this big old book of prophecies.
All right.
There is also this really big land. It's this world that's just ginormous,
Okay.
like immense, and that has all of the worlds that we know in it.
Okay.
So
like all the Disney
land,
worlds from the other games?
are in this. So
Okay.
you could travel physical distance.
You could drive to
to a place,
Atlantica.
but you couldn't really do that because they're so far apart. You couldn't actually ever do that.
Okay.
The distance between them, but they are all physically connected.
Okay.
So you are in the game Union Cross. You are just a person, and one day darkness just starts showing up out of nowhere.
Well, that's
Heartless.
That's rude.
It's bad, right?
Yeah, we don't want
Heartless
that.
starts showing up out of nowhere, and so because of this, people with strong hearts start developing keyblades. Hundreds of people.
Okay.
Get keyblades.
Okay, so that's where all those keyblades in that one cutscene come from.
We're
guessing-
so
well,
far away.
oh, I'm so sorry.
You're so far ahead
I mean,
right
it means
now.
there are lots of keyblades, and that's why there's not just one keyblade master.
Right, it's not the Keyblade, which
Okay.
there is never one Keyblade Master. Kingdom Hearts 1 makes it kind of seem that way.
Yes.
And then Mickey shows up at the end of the Keyblade,
With it-
and you're
with
like,
his own-
hey, I thought I was the only
Yeah,
one
that's
with
not.
that.
Yeah, what? Come on.
But no, there have always been at least
Okay, so
Two,
darkness
I'd say.
shows up. So good people gain blades
get
just
Keyblades. Oh, that's
appear.
another thing, by the way. Really important to know.
That's going to happen so many times.
Yes, it is. Really important to know. Good and evil, light and dark are literal physical
They're
things.
a physical manifestation.
Yes. So if you are very good, you are a light.
Is it
have light
random
within
or
you.
is it but based on your moral actions?
It's
or
your moral actions and
your
and
morality.
There is you can be born with light and born with darkness, but you can also give into light and give into darkness. So it can be easier for some people to go toward the light or toward the darkness because of how they're made, but also it's mostly based on your moral
So they
actions.
split the difference between Arminianism and Calvinism.
And Calvinism.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So you guys understand that.
Look it up.
We're also pastors. We're theologians.
Look it up.
So there are 6. I'm going to try and jump back here. So everybody starts getting keyblades, and the Master of Masters starts realizing, I'm going to be gone soon. I'm going to disappear. I know he knows this because he can see into the future.
Okay.
So he calls 6 apprentices.
All right.
He gets 6 apprentices together.
Cool.
They are Lushu, Ira, Ased, Ava, Envy, and Gula. All right? Remember
Gula
all
was
of
the
them.
name of a character in a movie I watched recently. Redemption. That was the name of the daughter. Anyway, let's move on.
Yes.
I forgot. I remember there's an Ira.
We're already 25 minutes
There's
into this
Lush- no,
video.
we're gonna
and
make
we're
it
into
happen.
Game 1.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I got all the time in the world.
Lushu, Ira, Ased, Ava, Envy, Gula.
Okay.
So we have these 6 people. Now, the Master of Masters says, okay, I'm going to be leaving, so I need you 5 to make 5 unions because here's what we want to do. So there's, we'll go 1, 2, 3. Nope.
Yeah.
I might give
Hold
up
on.
on the whiteboard.
Pause. Go find a good one.
Where? Oh, do you know where there's a good one?
In any of the classrooms down there, or in any of the children's classrooms, you'll find plenty of options.
If you know, can you go get one? Because I have no idea.
Okay.
No idea. Okay, we'll be right back. I'll look over my notes.
These should be decent. Awesome. It should be. What is wrong with markers? Is it the board somehow?
There we go.
Hey! Everything's purple.
And this one had a beard because it was you.
The middle one had beard, but that's cool.
Nope.
They both did. But it doesn't matter.
Okay, we're back, and I have a good marker now.
Yep,
so
he
you
got
can
one.
see we went and did this. So this is a person,
Right.
And if you
Heartless.
brought in darkness, they're heartless.
Nobody.
The nobody has a beard because
Sure,
Fox is
because I'm nobody. Yeah, it's important.
Okay, but no. So we're back. The Master of Masters calls 6 of his apprentices
Yep.
and says
Ira, Lucia,
Lushu, Ira, Ased,
Mordor,
Ava,
Grimshot.
Envy, and Gula. So he brings them all together and he says, "We need you guys to make 5 unions because to
Why
get
6 of them if there's 5?
Stop!
Okay, I'm so sorry.
So we need you guys to make 5 unions because there's darkness coming in the world right now, and the only way to do that is to destroy the darkness and gather lux from them, which is light.
Okay.
Lux is kind of like this physical manifestation of light. Which,
Okay.
quick side note, you joined a union when you played the game.
I picked one randomly.
And they actually accounted for every single person's lux that they created in the competition between the unions. Hundreds of billions of lux that they were tracking per union. It's crazy. Anyway,
Okay.
so the Master of Masters comes in, they being Square, by the way. Master
I'm
of
now
Masters,
remembering the word Lux in Union Cross. Okay.
So brings these people in. You guys need to make these. And so, Ira was going to be the leader of the 5. Oh, the purpose of there being 5
the Irish Resistance Army.
is friendly competition. I could just tell you all to go and get Lux because it's important, or we can make 5 of you guys and have you just friendly compete with each other.
Okay.
Not that big of a deal, and that kind of makes sense, actually. So Ira was supposed to be the one in command. He's the actual leader of the 5.
Okay.
And then there was Ased, and Ased is the second in command.
Okay.
He's the right-hand man, but Ased actually wanted to be the leader.
Oh, snap.
Ooh. And then after that, there was Envy. So after these, there isn't really a command order, but they do have roles.
Okay.
Envy's goal was to be a peacemaker among everybody.
All right.
So she's the one who's supposed to keep peace between. So Ira makes the hard decisions. Ased's second in command. Envy's a peacekeeper among the 5.
Okay.
4th is Ava. Ava had a really specific role. She was supposed to choose from any of the unions good Keyblade wielders and to make a entirely separate team called Dandelions. That's what they were called.
Okay.
The Dandelions existed because the darkness, by the way, the darkness was inevitably going to lead to a great war, and it was going to destroy the worlds as we know it.
Okay.
And everybody was going to die.
Let's go
That's
with it.
going to happen. This is to postpone the inevitable, but that's going to happen.
Okay.
The Dandelions are people that are going to run away and be the survivors. They're just going to be the survivors. Designated
Okay.
survivors, yes. So, and then among the Dandelions, she's supposed to choose 5 people who are going to be the new union leaders
Okay.
in the new world.
All right.
And then the last, the youngest, is Gula. That's the 5th, the 5th of the 6 apprentices. Gula's the 5th one. Now, Gula, we'll get to that in a second. So all 5 of them got the Book of Prophecies
Okay.
to let them know, okay, here's what's going to happen. Be prepared. Be ready.
Sure.
These are things that are going to happen for sure.
Right.
Gula is the only one who got an extra page.
What?
There's a hidden page that Gula got that was a page saying that there's going to be a traitor among them.
Oh.
There will be a traitor
I'm
among
going to
the
go
6.
with Ased is my guess. Let's move on.
A traitor among the 6. And who's it's going to be? Well, remember, I said 6 because there's another one named
Right.
Lushu. Luxu is not a union member. His job is to observe. See, the Master of Master can see everything in his future that he can see. So he took his eye out and put it in a Keyblade. And then he gave it to Luxu so that the Keyblade with the eye in it.
That's just dumb, but let's go.
And then Luxu is now meant to just be an observer while holding that Keyblade, and then he's meant to pass it down throughout generations. Always pass it down.
So what's the point, though?
So that the Master of Masters can see with the eye that's inside the Keyblade everything that happens.
Wait, but isn't he gonna die?
But he can see it right at that moment. So remember, like Dr. Manhattan, he can see it all at that moment.
Gotcha.
Whatever happens in the future. So that way, he's basically ensuring that he can have knowledge of all time, as far as that Keyblade goes.
So at the moment he took his eye out, after when he made no. So he would have had to have already been able to see everything, because at one point he made that decision.
Yes.
He basically was just like.
It's like okay, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yes,
there's a point
we have to go.
Which,
let's just tell ourselves to leave the keys right here.
Exactly that. Okay, so
it only works in Bill and Ted.
We need the keys. So in the future, let's put the keys here. Okay, we have to remember to do that though.
Oh look, here they are.
Yeah,
we did it.
It's so good.
It's amazing in Bill and Ted, but real stupid in this.
So the eyeball goes in. That way, he passes on the Keyblade throughout the generations. By the way, this Keyblade, just side note, turns out to be Xehanort's Keyblade. Okay. So that Keyblade goes all the way down to Xehanort at some point. So Luxu is just an observer. Luxu also gets a box. What's inside the box? What's in the box? We don't know. Okay. Nobody knows what's inside of the box.
Okay. Is it Charlize Theron's head?
No.
Oh.
It's Gwyneth Paltrow's head.
Oh, they're the same person.
The second time you've done this. They're not the same person. Charlize Theron is a good person who
Gwyneth Paltrow
is a monster
sells
who
crap
sells
to
fake
people
garbage
for hundreds of dollars.
Yes.
Anyway, let's move on.
So, then the Master of Master disappears.
Okay.
And then Luxu walks away and disappears because he's just supposed to be an observer. Nothing else, just an observer.
Okay.
Now, this is all important. Trust me. Kind of. Now, the five start doing their thing. You're a member of one of them, and they're doing thing. But at one point, oh, by the way, everybody gets a Chirithy. So everybody that has a Keyblade, all the Keyblade wielders get a Chirithy, which is like a little spirit protector that just walks around.
Familiar, basically?
Yeah, a familiar, basically.
All right.
One day, a Chirithy comes to you, your Chirithy comes to you, and says, hey, they developed this really cool new thing called the bangle.
And by you mean like my character?
Yeah, your player. So you developed this new cool called the bangle, put it on your Keyblade, and then you go fight and you go do your thing. Turns out that bangle actually calls on the power of darkness. It does make you more powerful, but it's bringing darkness into all the Keyblade wielders.
Okay.
We find out, or not we, the five find out about
bad guys?
This was a Dark Chirithy. Where did Dark Chirithy come from? I don't know. Which, by the way, I do want to give some shout-outs while we're here. Thank you to the Kingdom Hearts wiki writers, Oni Black Mage, YouTube channel, Oni Black Mage, and Damo279, that's DAMO279.
All right, yeah.
On
Thanks
YouTube.
For
These guys really helped me out. So specifically here, this one is Damo279 for Union Cross.
Great.
So anyway, Dark Chirithy, we don't know why he's dark, why he's bad, or what's going on. We do know that he is bad and that he has started giving out these bad bangles to everybody that are calling on the darkness. These people meet together like, what happened? They're like, okay, the only way this could have happened, the only person who can make bangles like this, who can do things like this, would be one of the five of us. Or six of us, I guess, with Luxu.
Okay.
Would be one of us. So it has to be one of us. And so Ira finally deduced one of us is a traitor.
Right.
But
Envy knew that already.
No, Gula knew that already.
Gula knew that already.
But Gula had to keep that a secret.
Okay.
Gula was the only one who knew that already.
All right.
Ira said one of us has to be a traitor. And if one of us is a traitor, the Master of Masters must have known this. And if the Master of Masters must have known this, he would have put it in the Book of Prophecies. And if you put it in the Book of Prophecies, there has to be a page that is missing that we don't have in our books.
Good logical deduction.
Yeah. That's why he's the leader, guys.
Good job, Ira.
Good job, Ira. So he deduces everything, and Gula's like, I do not know what you're talking about.
Gotta go.
So immediately, this begins a whole lot of tension in this area.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Ava is getting...
Meanwhile.
Yeah, Ava's getting her dandelions.
Okay.
She's picking dandelions.
Yep, she's out in the field
She's
somewhere.
out in the field picking dandelions. And Ased starts thinking to himself, wait a second. She's literally just creating an all-star team over here.
Yeah.
I don't like this. This
Only
isn't
shooting
working
stars
well.
break the mold.
And also, Ased is looking at Ira being like, his leadership must be weak.
He's going to steal the all-stars.
What's going on here?
Launch an offensive.
So, incredible stuff goes down. All right? For the sake of time, stuff goes down.
Yeah, for the sake of time is a good idea.
Stuff
Stick
goes
to
down.
that idea. We are literally not past one game.
This game is probably one of the most convoluted because this
Sure.
game is actually like dozens, if not 100 hours of gameplay.
Right.
And
Well, it's a mobile game.
it's still going.
It's a gachapon game.
And when I say it's still going, I mean there's going to come a point here in a second where I'm going to say, and that's where the plot ends.
And we're not
so
sure
far.
yet.
We don't know what happens. Like there's
Okay,
gonna be,
good to know.
There are more. The most recent story update was in January, and there's
Okay.
going to be another one. So they start fighting amongst themselves because of all of this. Eventually, what happens is Envy seeks out Lushu
Okay.
and says, "It's got to be you. You've been watching everything. You've known everything. It's got to be you. Is it you?" And Lushu just draws his Keyblade.
Oh, snap.
And so the next thing we know is they start fighting. The moment they start fighting, everybody just takes that as a cue. We all start fighting.
Okay.
And so this begins the first Keyblade War.
All right.
And the Dandelions take off. They're gone. And they just disappear into another world.
Okay.
And the Keyblade War, literally everybody dies.
All 6 of them?
The 6 disappear.
Okay.
We don't know what's going on with the 6.
Okay.
So the 6 disappear, the Dandelions disappear, and all of the Keyblade wielders die.
Okay.
This creates the Keyblade Graveyard, or as I colloquially call it, the Keyblade Yard.
The Keyblade Yard, yeah.
So the Keyblade Yard is created from the first Keyblade War. Now, the reason all this is important is because when the Dandelions come to, there's still stuff going on after that, the Keyblade War and everything like that.
Okay.
The 5 new people that are the new Union leaders are 3 people that aren't really important.
Okay.
But one of them is Ventus. Ventus, as in one of the characters, in Birth by Sleep.
Yeah, okay.
Why? We don't know yet.
Okay.
Another one is a person named Lorium, who is Marluxia, one of the members of Organization 13.
Okay.
Why? We don't know yet.
All right.
A friend of Marluxia is Elrena, who is going to be Larxene. Why?
Okay.
We don't know yet.
Great.
So you can see the lack of care on your face.
No,
These are all like crazy things. Also,
yeah, but to me, they're just names.
Marluxia and Larxene have Chirithes, which imply that they're Keyblade wielders. But we've never seen them wield the Keyblade. We don't know what's going on there. We don't know yet. So there's a lot going on that we don't know what's going to be going on yet.
You're talking about in Union Cross.
Cross.
This is where we've...
Yes.
Okay.
So, now, Union Cross, done. That's what's going
great.
on.
So then that's the prequel. We move into...
That's the prequel.
Kingdom Hearts 1.
No. Now we move to
Does
Birth
Kingdom
by
Hearts
Sleep.
1 matter?
Not really. No, actually, it's incredibly important.
Okay, let's move on.
Now we move to Birth by Sleep. We have 3 main characters.
Okay.
It's air, earth, and water.
Yeah,
so
Ventus,
it's
Aqua, and
Ventus, Terra,
I know those names.
Aqua.
Yep.
Okay. There are 2 Keyblade Masters at this point because, like, death and destruction. There are only 2 Keyblade Masters
after the war.
Yeah. So there's Master Xehanort and Master Ericus, which, by the way, is an anagram of square. Just kind of like Yensid is Disney backwards. So,
I mean, that's kind of great. I kind of like that.
also very important, very, very important, Mark Hamill and Leonard Nimoy. Voice
Oh,
actors.
wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, these guys have been training for a while, but Vince is significantly younger.
Okay.
So, right now, Terra and Aqua are having their Mark of Mastery exam. This is
okay. I remember this because I watched you play a couple episodes or play a little bit of that game. Okay.
Yeah. So, these 2 people are doing their Mark of Mastery exam.
Learning how to use Keyblades.
Learning how to use Keyblades. Okay. Well, they've all learned how to use Keyblades.
Sure,
they're good at it.
learning to become
now
masters.
now they're seeing if they can be masters.
Which would be equal to them? Or?
Equal to them. Yes,
Okay.
to be equal with them. So they go through their test, but something goes a little bit wrong. some darkness starts getting into things, and it's Xehanort's fault. He starts messing with the test itself.
Freaking Xehanort.
I know, right? And because of that, Terra gives into the darkness a little bit. He's always been fighting with darkness. He's always kind of like been on the edge, Anakin style.
Edgy,
and his
cool guy.
absolutely. And so he kind of like, oh no, darkness. So when the test finally ends, it comes to these two, Ericus and Xehanort, and they're talking to Terra and Aqua, and they're like, all right, you guys did great. You both fantastic, A+, but Master Aqua, Terra. Terra did not get it.
Yep.
Aqua did become a Keyblade Master.
And there you go. You pushed him into the darkness.
Just as this happens, a big alert comes up, and Ericus runs behind the chair because that's where he keeps his cell phone. And actually, cell phones don't come till Kingdom Hearts 3.
What?
That's a real thing.
Okay.
Okay, so Ericus runs behind his chair, and there's somebody he can talk to, and he's talking, he's like, a friend of mine, Yen Sid, Disney backwards, has told me that the worlds have had these manifestations of negative emotions come up. By the way, we're going to keep track of bad guys here. So in this one, they're unversed.
The unversed. That's like the enemy army.
These are the bad guys in Birth by Sleep.
Okay.
So, and I guess we'll start with Heartless, because Heartless are in...
Yeah, they're all over the place in Union Cross.
Yeah. There. So, the unversed are the bad guys, and the unversed are manifestations of negative emotions and bad things that are happening on a grand scale. And so, when there is like some really dark emotions happening, the unversed just start showing up because reasons. So, I'm going to say that one a lot too.
Oh, yeah.
Reasons.
Yeah.
So, the unversed are popping up everywhere, and we don't really know why or what's going on with that. So, Ericus says, all right, Aqua, I have a job for you.
Okay.
But we'll get to that later. For now, Ericus talks to Terra and says, hey, Terra, man, like, I'm going to give you another chance. I love you. I love you like my son. Can you go just check on the worlds? Go check on them, peek in, make sure they're okay.
See how they're doing.
Just see how they're doing.
Sure.
And come back and see if it's going to be a big problem at all. And Terra's like, yeah, sure, I can do that. And it's like a chill thing, right? Well, Ventus, in the panic, everybody separates. Ventus is running away, and some weird like kid that in like total black armor, motorcycle helmet, black armor, black everything.
Sounds awesome.
Stops and says, you're never going to see Terra again.
Oh, snap.
And Ven's like, what? Why? He's like, he's leaving right now, and he'll be gone forever. And so Ven runs outside, and sure enough, he sees Terra, and Terra is putting on his armor that helps him traverse between worlds.
Okay.
And
are the worlds still together at this point?
No. Oh, right. So something happens at the end. This is a part of the story that we don't know yet.
We don't know, but the worlds have been separated.
We do know that the Master of Masters predicted a great calamity.
Gotcha.
And that separates the worlds.
Right.
All of that open land that I told you that is like separates them, you can never travel the distance, that blows up. And all of those bits of the original world are dummy blocks.
Oh.
And that's how you traverse between worlds, is with the bit of the original worlds.
To me, that's kind of a cool sci-fi concept.
Again,
I'll take that.
So much of Kingdom Hearts makes sense in its own stupid way.
Okay.
And this is one of those things that makes sense in its own stupid way.
I'll take it.
Yeah. So anyway, so Ventus goes outside and he sees Terra gearing up to leave.
To get out of there.
And Ventus just thinks he's angry and he's running.
Okay.
He's so mad he's running away.
Because he's not a master.
Because he's not a master.
Okay.
He's so mad he didn't become master. But when really Erica's just like, hey, can you do
just do this thing for me?
Yeah, chill.
Yeah, right.
So he takes off.
Okay.
And Ven's like, no! And takes off after him.
Okay.
Ventus does run away. Ericus goes to Aqua and he's like, okay, you really do need to check in on the worlds. You're a master.
But for real though, you
also need to track down Ventus. Because he just ran away.
Sure.
And hey, can you keep an eye on Terra and just make sure he's okay while he's out there?
Right.
You're a master now. You can do all of these things at once. So go. Do it. So they all take off, and they all start visiting different Disney lands, different Disney worlds to take care of things, all in different order. You can look up a timeline of Birth by Sleep to make sure to see who gets where then. But here's the bottom line. Terra is dumb.
Important.
It actually really is.
Okay, good to know.
Terra's a dumb.
Terra is a dumb.
Because he is constantly manipulated, first of all, by Master Xehanort. Xehanort comes in, and he meets him at one point.
Xehanort's bad guy at this point.
Xehanort and bad guy.
Okay.
Xehanort and bad.
Okay.
So Xehanort comes to Terra, and he's like, Terra, in his really cool Liam Neeson voice, or not Liam Neeson, Leonard Nimoy voice.
Leonard Nimoy.
And he's like, Tara, I need you to do not bad things. Really, they're good.
Okay, do we have a motivation for Xehanort?
Do you want? I can let you know that now.
No, let's just move on.
No, okay, we don't know yet.
No.
So
try to tell me in the order of the game.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Okay,
Yes.
all right.
Okay, so and Tara's like, all right, yeah, that sounds good.
Sounds great, man.
Okay, so he starts going to these different worlds, and he meets Maleficent, and Maleficent's like, I could use help if you're a nice boy who wants to help with things. And Tara's like, all right, yeah, that sounds good.
Now, okay, here's a clarification for me. Disney characters are just the inhabitants of the world.
Yes, for the most part, Disney characters don't matter.
What I'm saying is that like way back when you had like all the worlds were together and some people had
right.
So is it possible that Beast would have gotten a Keyblade, but he had darkness in his heart, and so he did?
Yes.
Why didn't? So the Princesses of Heart, I feel like should.
We're going to talk about that in a
Okay,
second.
we're going to move on. Okay.
They're a little bit different.
All right, but they're all things.
That's Kingdom Hearts 1. We'll get to Kingdom Hearts 1 in a second.
All right.
So Tara's a dumb. He meets Maleficent, and she's like, hey, if you could help me, I'll appreciate that. And he's like, yeah, sure. And then he moves on to Peter Pan's world, and Captain Hook's like, if you could help me,
So he just gets manipulated by all evil people.
Right. Like, he gets manipulated by people wearing all black and going, Can you help me out,
One
man?
of them literally has a hook for a hand.
Yes, and so but he's cool with it. He's a dumb.
Okay.
But as Aqua is traveling between worlds, she hears all these people saying, Terra and this guy named Terra, and he was helping Maleficent and Captain. And Aqua's like, dude, Terra, what have you done? Mm-hmm. What is going on?
Right.
Meanwhile, Ven is trying to chase down Terra and trying to avoid Aqua throughout the whole thing. They meet at one point in this weird town called Radiant Garden. Okay. And it's where all the Final Fantasy characters live, though we don't encounter any at this point.
Okay.
But we do meet some of Organization 13, pre-Organization 13.
Before that being a thing.
Including Lee and his best friend Isa, who eventually become Axel and Syx, two members of Organization 13.
Because, I remember when I found out that all their names were basically rearranged with an X.
That's important. We'll get to that in Dream
It's
Drop
not
Distance.
Just random?
Nope.
That's not just evil name?
There's a reason that there's an X in all of their names.
I'd rather it just be random.
And a reason why Sora had an X on his shirt at one point. All that's really important. Okay, so...
Okay.
Dream Drop Distance, guys.
Yep. No, we're moving on. Keep going. My interest is failing as we go. So keep going.
Okay. So they all meet at one point. We do meet Lee and Isa. It's important that we know that they're best friends. Lee and Isa at this point are best friends.
All right.
So they meet and they all kind of fight each other. In fact, Ventus literally looks it off and says, Aqua, you're terrible. Like, they get mad at each other because Terra's like, have you just been spying on me? Have you been like my babysitter?
Okay.
And Aqua's like, I mean, kind of.
I was told to by our master, but okay.
And so now Terra really does get mad like Ven thought he was originally. Terra really is like okay, I'm gone. Forget you guys. This is stupid.
95,000.
So he takes off. He bounces. Ventus is like, Aqua, you're a junk face. And he takes off, and Aqua watches them both leave instead of trying to chase this young man down and take him home.
Gotcha.
So stuff happens. Fast forwarding.
Good.
Things happen.
Okay.
We eventually get to a point where Xehanort's master plan is coming through. Ventus has encountered this other boy, all black again, and wearing a motorcycle helmet, and learned that his name is Vanitas.
Okay.
And Vanitas and Ventus fight a couple of times, and stuff is happening. Thankfully, Mickey saves Ventus, and Mickey and Ventus work together to stop Vanitas. Also, Aqua encounters a young girl in Radiant Garden named Kairi, and she kind of gives her a blessing.
Okay.
Also, Terra ends up on Destiny Islands at some point and meets a young boy named Riku. And gives him his old Keyblade.
Oh.
So it's a little toy Keyblade, but it's a very literal bestowing. You are becoming a Keyblade master. I trust you, kid. Or not master. Keyblade wielder, yeah. So he bestows his old Keyblade onto this kid named Riku. And so all of them not all of them, these two have kind of passed on a blessing to people in their way.
This is not a Keyblade. Aqua doesn't give a Keyblade to Kairi.
No. Kairi gets one eventually, but not because of Aqua.
Of course she does.
So stuff happens, stuff goes down. Xehanort's master plan is coming to fruition, and they find out, oh, Xehanort's been bad this whole time. He's trying to make something called the Keyblade. The Keyblade
right.
is a big fancy Keyblade.
Okay.
The Kai Blade is a fancy Keyblade.
Yes. Okay.
And what it does, it has direct power over Kingdom Hearts.
Well, okay.
Kingdom Hearts is a land that is the source of all hearts.
Yes.
Everything comes from Kingdom Hearts, and there's great power within it, and we know that Xehanort wants control of that power.
Right.
He never really says exactly why. We all can always just assume bad guy want power.
Isn't it the door at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1 that leads to Kingdom Hearts?
That is also Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
Yes. So he wants the Keyblade so he can have control over Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
And the way that he has done that is what we find out is that Ventus was originally Xehanort's like student.
Okay.
And Xehanort wanted to manipulate Ventus into using the darkness and light that was inside of him to make the Keyblade.
Okay.
Ven was special in some way that inside of him was the power to have the Keyblade be made from his. But he had so little darkness in him that it wasn't good enough.
Oh.
He was just so good and so
good
little
boy
darkness.
Ventus.
So what Xehanort did was like, tell you what, I'm going to take that little bit of darkness out of you, and I'm going to take it out of you. I'm going to make it into a person, and that's Vanitas. Vanitas is just the physical personification.
But it's not a nobody and it's not a heartless.
No.
It's just the personification.
It's the physical personification of the darkness in Ventus. Okay. And then Xehanort encouraged Vanitas and built it. So now Vanitas is this very powerful dark force.
Okay.
So now there's pure light and pure darkness. And when pure light and pure darkness clash, that makes the Keyblade.
Okay.
Because.
Part of me is like,
reasons.
But the other part of me is like, wait a minute, this is all arbitrary.
Man, and they do so well with that.
Okay.
Again, you want to be like, oh, man.
But wait a minute.
But then you really think about it, and you're like, oh, man.
I'm just like, okay. Like, I'm just learning information. I'm not learning, like, and let's move on.
Okay, so this all comes to, they all come back to the Keyblade graveyard, the Keyblade yard. And these three are there to go take on Xehanort and Vanitas and fight them and win. Ventus knows, you know what, guys? I'm destined to fight Vanitas. Vanitas is going to come after me no matter what. So before the Keyblade is made, can you just kill me?
Ooh.
And they're like, no, we're going to fight him for you. So big battle ensues, right?
Okay.
Big battle ensues. Good guys win?
Okay.
Aqua fights some guy named Braig. Who becomes Xigbar. Braig, who's Xehanort's number 2, like his right-hand man.
Okay.
So this guy named Braig. Terra fights Xehanort, and Ventus fights Vanitas.
Okay.
Ventus is able to win, but not before his spirit, his soul, his heart just bounces, just takes off. It's gone. Because before it can make the Keyblade, it's just out. It's gone.
Okay.
And somehow it finds a young boy named Sora.
Okay.
And the soul, the heart of Ventus, comes to live inside of Sora. And now Ventus's body is just this empty shell.
Okay. But, so wait, the heart that left, that's a nobody then. Or a heartless. Because it's the heart.
Because it went to rest in somebody. It didn't give into darkness.
It didn't become its own thing.
Yeah, because it didn't give into darkness.
Okay.
It was a good thing, but it left so that it could protect itself from making the Keyblade.
Okay.
And it went to live in Sora. It needed a vessel, and Sora became his vessel.
Okay.
So Ventus lives in Sora. That's very important.
Okay, cool.
So Aqua beats Braig, but goes unconscious, which leaves Terra to fight Xehanort. Terra wins, but all of that was to get the darkness up in Terra enough, and then Xehanort stabs himself with his Keyblade, unlocks his heart, and then his heart goes into Terra.
Oh, so he's been Norded.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a term I know.
That's a term that you know.
The original Nording.
This is the first Nording.
The Edward Nording.
The Edward Nording. So this creates Terra Xehanort, or as some people colloquially call it,
Terranort.
Terranort.
Okay. Terra Xehanort. Okay.
Terra Xehanort. So this is Terra's body that is
Xehanort
possessed by Xehanort.
Dead?
So at this
nobody?
point, his body dies because Terra beat him.
Okay.
His body dies.
Okay.
His heart goes into Terra and becomes Terranort.
Okay.
So now Terra is
He exists only
inside.
Okay.
But Xehanort has control of this. But he loses all of his memories, and he just ends up on Radiant Garden.
Sure.
And they wake him up, and it's an Ansem waking him up, and now we see the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 1.
Did you say it's an Ansem?
Yes, but it's Ansem. It is the Ansem.
Okay.
Ansem the Wise.
Okay.
It's real Ansem. Ansem is there with a bunch of his students, a bunch of his people.
Ansem's bald one?
No, Ansem is Christopher Lee, blonde hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the one who's studying hearts
Bald
and
one is
Kingdom
who?
Hearts. Bald one is Xehanort.
Okay.
Yes. So, evil Xehanort looking one.
Put your phone away. This is important.
I'm putting it on silent.
Okay.
Okay. So, the game ends with Terranort joining Ansem and for the studies.
A student, basically?
Yeah, becoming a student of Ansem.
Okay, I remember that
Kingdom Hearts.
kind of thing-ish.
Eventually, we'll get to that actually.
Okay.
Aqua is seeking out Terra. And in all of that, she actually gets lost in the realm of darkness. Huge oversimplification.
Okay, thank you for that.
Huge oversimplification. Aqua, while looking for Terra, gets lost in the realm of darkness.
Okay.
But not before she takes Ventus to Castle Oblivion. So Castle Oblivion.
That's in Kingdom Hearts 2, right?
That's Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories.
Oh.
We'll get to that in a little bit here.
Okay, I don't know what I'm thinking of then.
Yeah. So you're probably thinking of the world, not the world that never was, the end of the world.
Okay, sure.
So, or Hollow Bastion.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
So the place that they trained, Ericus left a failsafe that, because inside of there are like secrets and to the mastery of Keyblades and whatnot.
Okay.
He doesn't want anybody to figure it out. So Ericus left a failsafe, which, by the way, Ericus died in all of this.
Terra,
Terra actually kills Ericus because, so
Terra killed, not Terranort?
No. So what happens is Ven goes back and Ericus is there, and Ericus is like, I knew Xehanort was going to try and do this. I knew he was going to try and make the Keyblade from you, Ven. Literally, the only way to protect the world is if you die. And he draws his Keyblade.
Oh.
And Ericus, trying to save the world, is ready to destroy Ventus.
Okay.
Terra just shows up, and he's like, what are you doing?
Defending Ventus kills Ericus.
And in defending Ventus, kills Ericus.
Okay, all right. So let's get back to where we were.
Aqua turns a key because she has a Keyblade, and the castle they trained in turns into Castle Oblivion. And the whole thing there is, the deeper you go into Castle Oblivion, the more you lose your memory. Okay. That way, if you go into this castle trying to find the secrets of it, you're going to end up forgetting what you're trying to do.
Okay.
So she leaves Ventus in Castle Oblivion.
Okay.
And in trying to find Terra, gets lost in the realm of darkness.
What is the realm of darkness?
So there's the realm of darkness and the realm of light. Realm of light is our world. It's just where everybody lives. The realm of darkness.
It's the dark multiverse in DC parlance.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So no, it's
oh, dang it.
It's not the same thing. It's not like a mirror. It's just this big land, but it's where like the enemies live and a place that you can use the darkness to travel in between worlds. It's where they teleport
from into the land of light.
Yeah. So when you see like the bad guys and you see the big black go around them, they're traveling through the realm of darkness.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. She gets lost there in darkness alone.
Okay.
For a decade, actually.
Dag you.
Yeah. So that ends Birth by Sleep. We're 2 games in.
All right, 2 games out of 400.
Okay, now we're on to Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yeah!
Yeah,
the one I know the best.
And this is the easiest story to explain by far.
That's why I like it.
Yeah. So, in Kingdom Hearts 1, in between Kingdom Hearts, or Birth by Sleep and Kingdom Hearts 1, the Terranort has gained his memories back. They create this big machine to help give Terra his memories, or to help give Xehanort his memories back.
It's like the thing from Men in Black 2.
Yeah, actually. Very much so.
Let's go with that.
So, it succeeds.
So where does Will Smith come in?
That's Kingdom Hearts 3. No.
Okay, I figured.
They succeed, and Xehanort gets all his memories back, and he starts taking notes about, he's like, oh, I got so lucky to find this guy who's studying Kingdom Hearts, and I'm here to be a part of this. And so he starts taking notes in Ansem's computer under the name Ansem. That's why in Kingdom Hearts 1, we get all these Ansem reports.
Okay.
But it's all Xehanort's reports.
Because he just didn't log out of Ansem's login information.
Yeah, pretty much. He didn't.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
all right.
So we have all these Ansem reports. But anyway, In all of that, he finally decides, you know what? They start testing on humans, human testing for testing on the darkness, and they put darkness into people, and they start creating synthetic Heartless.
Okay.
So that's how they start creating synthetic Heartless.
This is in between 1 and Birth by Sleep.
Correct.
Okay.
So, and then they turn on Ansem. They banish him to the realm of darkness. He also lives in the realm of darkness. His students turn on him. The students turn on Ansem.
Ansem the Wise.
Ansem the Wise.
Okay, still a good guy.
Banish him. Yes.
Okay.
He's a good guy.
Just a researcher.
Yep. They banish him to the realm of darkness.
Okay.
And at this point, Xehanort decides... Terranort decides, I can be much, much better in studying Heartless if I am a Heartless. And he takes his Keyblade and he unlocks his own heart.
Okay.
That creates Ansem. So Xehanort's
why does
Heartless...
he have the same name?
He chose to go by the name Ansem. Okay. I don't know why.
All right.
So we'll go XN for Xehanort.
Okay.
He splits his hearts, and then there's Ansem, his Heartless.
Heartless version.
And then this is Kingdom Hearts 2, Xemnas.
Okay.
Which is just Ansem with an X.
With an X. Okay.
Right. So
both of these appear when he unlocks his heart.
Correct.
Okay.
This one does a bunch of stuff, and he actually creates Heartless and nobodies of all of the other students as well.
All right.
And that creates Organization 13.
Okay.
That's Kingdom Hearts 2. We'll get to that later. Ansem, on the other hand, he decides, I still want Kingdom Hearts. So the way I can get Kingdom Hearts is there's another way without the Keyblade in which you can get 7 pure hearts, 0 darkness in them, 100% good, nothing wrong with them at all.
Princesses.
The 7 princesses of heart.
Right.
So he starts seeking the 7 princesses of heart to get Kingdom Hearts, because Kingdom Hearts is power and he wants it. Meanwhile, there's a boy so darkness starts invading all the worlds, including Destiny Islands. Because Ansem is starting to try and like pump up Heartless and create Heartless and things like that. So darkness starts invading the worlds. There are 2 boys, Riku and Sora. Spoiler alert for later games. We find this out much, much later. But Riku is supposed to get a Keyblade at that point because Terra bestowed that on him.
Right.
But he's got darkness in his heart.
Yes.
So instead it goes to the closest pure heart, Sora.
Just Sora.
So Sora gets a Keyblade.
But Sora also has Ventus's
heart inside of him still.
Inside him.
We don't know that,
But Ventus is pure light.
Yes.
So he's still pure. Okay. All right.
Yes.
All right.
So,
look, it's clicking. I hate it still, but it's clicking. All right. Let's move on.
We're getting this.
Yep.
So, Sora is tasked. He ends up in Traverse Town. Whenever your world is destroyed or you get lost in between worlds, you just end up in Traverse Town. That's just what happens.
Cool.
And so he ends up there. He meets Donald and Goofy, who Mickey, when he saw darkness showing up, was like, Donald and Goofy, you guys need to go seek out the Keyblade Master because it's going to pop up.
Yeah, he leaves a note
the
for
Keyblade
him
wielder
on the throne.
because it's going to pop up. And so they go and they find Sora, and the 3 of them start going throughout the worlds to try and take out the darkness. Meanwhile, what we're finding out is that Ansem is trying to gather the Princess of Heart.
Yes.
Fast forward a bunch. Oh, actually, when Destiny Islands is taken over, this is really important. When Destiny Islands is taken over,
Heartless thing takes
there's
over.
a moment when Kairi, like the world kind of blows up, and Kairi flies toward you, and she's flying right at you, and she goes through you and just disappears.
In through that, where you're by that door.
Yep. Her heart starts living in Sora.
So he's now Sora, Ventus, and Kairi.
Yep. And that's just the beginning. He gets more people in there. They start stuffing him like a turducken.
He is Legion.
So Kairi starts, her heart goes into him, but her body ends up just being an empty vessel.
Okay.
So because her heart did not become a Heartless, her body does not become a nobody. Her body just becomes an empty vessel.
Okay.
So her heart starts living in Sora.
Sure.
Fast forward all the way to the end. Kairi is a Princess of Hearts, but Maleficent and Ansem can't figure out how to get her to wake up because they're like, we need you.
Her heart's not there, though.
Finds out that it's Sora in Sora's heart. So Sora takes a Keyblade, and he unlocks his own heart.
He becomes a Heartless for a little while.
And then Kairi, inexplicably, unexplained throughout the entirety of the Kingdom Hearts universe, is able to bring Sora back to life with a hug. So Heartless Sora, Kairi gives Heartless Sora a hug. and he comes back.
Okay, sure. I'll go with whatever.
No idea. We don't know why.
Fine.
So he comes back to life, to normal, and they hug, and then Sora's able to beat Ansem and save the day.
Okay, because when he unlocked, her heart went back into her.
Correct.
Did Ventus's heart leave?
No, that stayed with Sora. Shut up.
Okay. He chose only. Maybe he didn't.
Ven liked it there.
Did he know about Kai? Like he did that intentionally because Kyrie's heart.
Yes.
Sora. Okay, so he
I guess he could
know
choose?
Ventus's heart was there. So
he has no idea.
Sure, let's go with that.
Okay, so now we go to Kingdom Hearts.
Wow, we're already done with Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yep, Kingdom Hearts 1 is the easiest to explain.
Yeah, and then they kill
Ansem. And he stops. So Ansem's trying to get Kingdom
Heartless
Hearts. Right, yeah.
Xehanort.
So, which mildly important things, two things here. Oh, one is pretty important. The very end, we find out that Kingdom Hearts is also a source of light.
Yes.
Darkness. There is darkness in it. There are Heartless in it, but it's also a source of light. So Kingdom Hearts is good. It is powerful, but it's good.
Okay.
But the door to Kingdom Hearts can only be closed from both sides. So Mickey and Riku go onto the other side of Kingdom Hearts.
I remember that.
And Sora and Goofy and Donald go on one side, and they close the door together. So
that's not how doors work.
This one does.
Okay.
So
sure.
In all of this, it ends up with Mickey and Riku trapped in the realm of darkness.
Okay, so now in the realm of darkness are Ansem the Wise.
Yep.
Aqua, Riku, and Mickey.
Yep. So, really quick side note, they all briefly meet at some point.
Of course.
Yeah. So they just, here and there, they meet here and there. So that's how later on they know of Aqua, Terra, and Ventus, is they are able to meet Aqua in the realm of darkness. So,
all right.
Okay. Let's go to Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days.
Okay.
And also Read Chain of Memories. So these are two things that are going on simultaneously.
Okay.
So Sora gets a note saying, hey, we need you to come here to help save Kairi. And he goes to Castle Oblivion, and he's actually being led and tricked by Organization 13 to come to this place.
Sure.
He starts going in, and as he's going in, he starts losing his memories.
Right. Okay. I have a brief idea of that. Yes.
Yep. So he starts losing his memories. The reason they're doing this is because they have this girl named Namine.
Uh-huh.
And Namine can mess with memories.
Sure.
And their whole goal
That's her mutant power.
Yep. Their whole goal is, okay, we want to replace Kairi in Sora's brain with Namine. So all of the work that Sora is doing, he's now doing for Namine, not for Kairi.
Okay.
So that...
This is post Kingdom Hearts 1.
Correct.
Okay.
So that we can have control of him. We can make him do whatever we want.
Why would that give them control?
More than anything, they want to like put all of these memories in his brain to just make it seem like he's always worked for them or he's always been part of them. Like they want to change his memories. They want to change his brain so that he believes that he is helping them. He's helping Organization 13.
Okay.
And they want control of the Keyblade wielder. They want control of the Keyblade wielder because that can help them get to Kingdom Hearts. Remember, Hearts of Pure Light and Darkness Clash, that makes the Keyblade, that gets Kingdom Hearts. They want to get control of him, be able to use him for all kinds of goodies and baddies and things like that. So they want control of Sora. Meanwhile, in 358 over 2 days, because Sora created a Heartless, he also created a Nobody.
Of course.
Because Ven's heart was living inside of him, this Nobody happens to look identical to Ventus. That's Roxas. Roxas is Sora's Nobody.
Wait, so Roxas... How have I not even noticed that Roxas looks identical to...
Ventus?
To Ventus.
I don't know. That's your own fault.
That's just me, because I've seen them both.
But Roxas and Ven look
Nobody. It's Sora's Nobody, but because of Ventus's heart, it looks like Ventus.
Right.
Now,
so they bring Roxas, which is Sora with an X in it.
Yes.
Into Organization 13.
Right.
And he is a failsafe. If things don't work out with Sora in Castle Oblivion, we still have this Keyblade wielder. Roxas can wield a Keyblade. Because he is both Ventus and Sora mixed together.
All right.
In fact,
he could wield two.
He can, actually, yes.
All right, that's the thing
that's the thing that he does. Yeah, he dual wields Keyblades.
But that's specifically because of Ventus's heart and Sora? Like...
That's my headcanon.
Oh, okay. It's not really...
Yeah, it's not really
just
for
because
sure.
It's cool.
Yeah. Okay. So, meanwhile... Vexen is the scientist of Organization 13, and he says we need a failsafe for our failsafe. So here's what we're going to do. Naminé is plucking out Sora's memories right now.
Okay.
We're going to take those memories, we're going to take all of that, and he's going to create...
there's some kind of like a pensieve type thing?
Kind of. He's going to create a vessel. He starts making artificial vessels that you can put hearts and memories into and create real people out of.
Okay.
So he takes all of these memories from Sora, makes a vessel, and this is vessel number 1, so N-O-1 or N-O-I, which with an X in it becomes Xion, X-I-O-N.
Oh, okay.
Xion is the 14th member of Organization 13, and Xion, she is also a Keyblade wielder, and she again is the failsafe.
Because she's the memories of Sora?
Because she's Sora's memories. Because her source of life is Sora.
Because she's a fake person, so technically she shouldn't be able to.
Right.
Because she... Okay. All right. Sure.
Now, Axel, Xion, and Roxas start becoming really good friends.
They're best friends. They eat a lot of ice cream.
Specifically,
they eat ice cream together.
Because... Not specifically because, but a big part of this is because, and at the expense of Sayax, which was Isa, which was Lee's best friend. Sayax becomes really invested in the organization.
These are the nobodies.
These are the nobodies in Organization 13, yes. So most of them are nobodies. I think 8 of them are nobodies of the apprentices to Ansem the Wise.
Okay, all right, yep.
The other ones are just people that were in the vicinity, the area.
Wait, when did all the apprentices die?
Terranort made them all nobodies.
And
Terranort killed them all.
When?
That happened in between Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts 2.
Okay.
Or that happened between Birth by Sleep and Kingdom Hearts 1. Sorry.
Okay.
So yeah. So remember when Terranort became Ansem and Xemnas, Ansem went to do his own thing. They both want Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
This one goes the direct route with Princesses of Heart. We'll get to Kingdom Hearts 2 in a second here, but he goes the science route.
Okay.
So, anyway.
He goes the science route. He goes the world domination route.
Well, he wants to dominate the world too, just with science.
Okay.
So, okay.
He just has to build a space elevator.
So Sayax and Axel are not friends anymore. They drift apart in the organization, and Axel really starts growing close with Xion and Roxas.
Right.
And like, it's supposed to be that nobodies don't have feelings. That's stupid. They all do. But they start realizing like, hey, we're not supposed to be able to make friends as nobodies, but we really care about each other. Like, we're really important to each other.
Okay.
So, as Sora is progressing through Castle Oblivion, he eventually starts befriending Naminé because she wants to. And Naminé starts learning, like, man, this guy's a good guy.
Sure.
He's actually really cool.
She starts to regret what she's doing.
Right. Also, meanwhile, some organization members start saying, you know who's stupid? Xemnas.
Yeah.
He's a dumb face. You know it would be way cooler if we were in charge. And so, yeah, Ansem's dead. Xemnas is lead of Organization 13.
Right, because we killed in
right.
Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yeah. So they, in Chain of Memories, a few of the organization members try to establish a coup.
Okay.
And fail. In fact, Axel's the one who goes and kills them, or you do as well. You go and you fight them, but Axel's the one who helps in all of this.
You do as in you as Sora.
Yeah.
You go and kill
some of the organization members.
Okay.
In Chain of Memories.
Chain of Memories.
Right. So, stuff happens. But at the end of the day, it comes down to Sora going to Naminé being like, I'm sorry. Look, we can give you your memories back, actually.
Okay.
I regret that I did this. By the way, we learned this in Kingdom Hearts 2, but it's important to know now.
Right.
She is Kairi's nobody from...
okay, that's what I figured.
Yeah, so she is Kairi's nobody.
Okay.
But the reason that
when did she become a nobody?
So...
Because her heart going into you means she didn't become a heart. There was no heart.
There was a nobody. I'm trying to tell you things in order of the video games.
All right.
So she did get a nobody.
Okay.
But because she was so deeply connected with Sora, that's how Naminé is able to control Sora's memories.
Okay.
But she says, we have a way of giving your memories back. Remember that machine that they built to give Xehanort's memories back? We still have that.
The Black machine.
Yeah, we still have that. So we can put you in this machine and give you all of your memories back.
Cool.
And so they go to do that, right? but it's not working
Of course.
because some of the memories are still there in Shion. And the stronger Shion becomes, and the more that Shion becomes her own person, the less that Sora can gain his memories back.
Okay.
Because Shion is a living embodiment of
Shion
Sora's
was created to have the memories of Sora.
So we bounce over to 358 over 2 days.
Okay.
And we see all of this happening and going on, all this crazy stuff happening. And also Roxas, Axel, and Shion are starting to question the organization. Like, is this really what we want to do?
Okay.
There were already traitors. And so now people are looking at everybody else a little bit like, oh no, who's going to be good, who's not. And so at the end of it, Vexen, who created all of this, decides Shion's a failure. Let's just get rid of her. And so,
which would be very helpful to Sora. Because then the memory machine would work, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But Axel and Lee, like, they're best friends.
They're friends.
Or Axel and Roxas, I mean. They're best friends. And so there's this heart-shattering moment in which there's this decision that has to be made that's like, look, Roxas, you're a part of Sora. And so Sora's, like, inability to come together in all of this is also kind of affecting you. All of this together is a problem. Shion's in constant pain because part of her is trying to be tugged away to put into Sora, but it's not working. Like, Shion's living this miserable, conflicted life, and finally, gosh, I can't remember for the life of me how it happens, but sure enough, she dies. Like, they have to kill her, and they put her down, and she dies.
So Shion dies.
Shion dies, and it's heart-shattering.
Okay.
So sad.
Sure.
Even more so because the memories go to Sora, which, for reasons, that involves everybody forgetting that Shion ever existed. So not only is their friendship over, not only did she die, but they don't even remember Shion.
What about the dude who created her?
I'm sure he remembers that he created a vessel and that he tried something, but like about her or who she was.
The concept of Shion specifically.
Yeah, no memory of that.
But that's not explained why? That's just how it goes?
So there's no memory of Shion. It's like this sadness that they have, and they don't know why. There's a few moments even like throughout the games when they'll like just a tear will roll down the face like, why are you crying? I don't know why I'm crying. Good question.
Okay.
In all of this, Roxas is now severely questioning his dedication to the organization.
Right.
And is also his memories and everything's getting all freaked out because part of him was Shion, part of him is Sora. Like Sora, Shion, and Roxas are all like intimately connected with one another. And all this freaks him out. So they decide, you know what? We're going to create a data world. We're going to convert you to data.
And create the Matrix.
Essentially, yes. We're going to convert you to data.
Okay.
And we're going to put you in this data world. And that way we can just let you live life for a while and
and that's
chill.
What the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2
That's how we start Kingdom Hearts 2.
You're in
a digital world in Twilight Town.
Twilight Town.
Yep. And you are friends with Hunter, Pence, and Olette.
Yep.
And you are like an Unbreakable Four and you're best friends and whatnot.
Sure.
And that's Roxas. And they put them back together. But meanwhile, Naminé keeps showing up and Axel keeps showing up. And both of them are like, hey, you're so cool, right? And Roxas is like, I don't even know who you are. But essentially it's them trying to be like, don't let the organization trick you. Don't let them tell you that you're evil. Don't let them manipulate you.
Okay.
And Axel's like, dude, we're best friends. Like, can we still please be best friends? So all of this goes to a moment when Roxas finally realizes, wait, I'm part of Sora.
We're on Kingdom Hearts 2 now.
Yeah, this is Kingdom Hearts 2 now. We're on Kingdom Hearts 2 now.
Okay.
I'm part of Sora. He needs to go back to Sora and finally decide, I offer myself to you.
Okay.
I'm okay with you because Sora's Heartless was destroyed when Kyrie hugged him and turned him back to normal.
Okay. And
His
Roxas
nobody
is
being
the
destroyed is the only way to fully restore
complete Sora.
Yes.
Okay.
So finally he says, I'm good. And he voluntarily becomes part of Sora again.
Sure.
That wakes Sora up, and that gets our boy back to normal and ready to start in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Okay.
In Kingdom Hearts 2, Xemnas' goal is to create a synthetic Kingdom Hearts. He wants to a data Kingdom Hearts, essentially.
Okay.
Because they're realizing that they can make things out of data now. They have these vessels. They've used science to come really far away. And now he can make essentially a copy of Kingdom Hearts.
All right.
And have the power of Kingdom Hearts just with all this data and stuff like that.
Great.
So Stuff happens. It's all Kingdom Hearts 2 happens, but it's all
That's the 17th time you said stuff happens. But
Yeah.
Is it like all the Disney worlds?
It's all the Disney worlds.
Because those
all
don't really
filler
technically
Yep,
matter.
absolutely
It's just filler.
Do not matter.
Gotcha.
It's just filler.
Okay.
Meanwhile, you're reopening the paths between worlds. You
Right.
closed them all in Kingdom Hearts 1. You're reopening them in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And so in between all of this, you are taking care of the worlds, and you finally get to a point where you're going to take on Xemnas. Riku and Mickey are with you now. Ansem, not Xemnas, Ansem has been showing up to help you from time to time. What we find out is that it's actually Riku. Ansem possessed Riku in Kingdom Hearts 1.
Right.
We know that.
Right.
So Ansem possessed Riku in Kingdom Hearts 1.
Evil. Yeah.
For Riku to be able to handle the darkness inside him and traversing the land of darkness, he pulled that little bit of Ansem that was still inside of him, and he brought that to the front. So he looks like Ansem now. Riku looks like Ansem.
I remember that now.
Yeah. So we're there. Kairi is there, Mickey is there, and Ansem is there. Eventually there's a moment in which everybody hugs, and Riku's like, I don't have to be darkness anymore. And he becomes Riku again. He's blindfolded. We don't know why. So
Because it's cool looking.
Because it's cool
Don't worry
looking.
about it.
So Riku and Sora and Mickey and Kairi and Goofy and Donald are all together, and it's happy. Also, there was a guy that's kind of been like helping with all this data stuff. I guess they hired him as a freelancer. I don't know where this guy came from.
Yeah, no.
But Diz is this guy that's been helping them with all this digital stuff. Turns out that Diz was Ansem the Wise in disguise all the time. Diz stands for darkness in zero. There's a reason why he was called that, but it was stupid, so I don't remember it. But
Oh my goodness.
so it's Ansem the Wise the whole time.
Okay.
He was
Wait.
helping.
Okay. Hold on. Ansem the Wise
Is Diz
Yes. No, I understand that. But where did Ansem the Wise vanish to the darkness?
vanished to the
realm?
land of
Okay,
darkness?
right, by his apprentices.
Right, but he was able to get out because
Cool. Good.
Yeah, he was
Good.
able to get out.
He
So
just-
were Mickey and Riku.
Yeah,
sure.
right.
But not Aqua.
Cause reasons.
Actually, because she didn't have her Keyblade. She gave her Keyblade up.
But
at
did
the
they
end.
all have Keyblades?
Mickey did, and Riku did. Riku got a Keyblade, yeah.
Okay, and I guess they could like
Diz didn't.
open the door up and
I don't know why. I don't know how Diz got it. Maybe he hacked his way out.
He hacked his
I
way
hacked
out.
you back to life.
Yep, that's what it was.
So
He just grabbed onto a Heartless as it teleported. into...
Whoa!
Wow.
So Diz is helping because he's actually kind of dancing this line in the middle of I want to be good, I want to help, but this is really cool science. I really like this science.
Cool.
And this is something that later on in the games he really has to like answer for.
Okay.
So anyway, comes to a point when he finally realizes, man, I've been a douche this whole time. I'm going to make a giant laser to shoot the fake Kingdom Hearts. And he does, and the giant laser shoots the big Kingdom Hearts, and it blows it up, but not before the laser itself blows up, and Diz disappears. And now there's this big hole in the middle, and then Xemnas, by the way, you've killed all of the members of Organization 13 by this point.
Right, okay, I remember
Other
that.
than Xemnas.
go to their
Xemnas
little
goes
doors.
in, and you go in, and for some reason, just like Ansem, Xemnas turns into a boat, and you fight him. And
I remember that.
Yep.
Does that have any practical, or is it
Nope.
literally just final boss stuff?
they both turn into boats.
They
and
turn
you
into
fight
giant
them.
Heartless boats.
Yep, we don't know why. They just
gotcha.
do.
Gotcha.
So we win, and but here's the problem. We've now destroyed Xemnas
Right.
and Ansem. That brings back Terranort.
Okay.
So that brings back the
Because
somebody of Xehanort.
Somebody once told me about Xehanort, and I forget it now. Okay, wait, no, Terranort.
Terranort comes back at that point.
Does it look like Terra?
Yes, but there are many. We're going to get to that in a second, too.
Okay.
But first, we're going to go to a game that's only minorly important. And by
Kingdom
the way,
Hearts 3.
This is another important thing, by the way. Back in Chain of Memories, there was. It's so unimportant to that story, but it becomes way important later.
Okay.
They make a replica Riku. They make a clone of Riku.
Why?
Because they want him to the way that Riku has protected Kairi. They make a replica of Riku to protect Namine.
This is just like a vessel, just like a...
Just a vessel, just one of Evan's experiments.
Who's
One
Evan?
is Vexen, sorry, Vexen's
Vexen.
experiments. Yeah, Evan is
the
and then
pre-
Vexen is the
Heartless.
So one of
Nobody.
Vexen's experiments.
Okay.
Yeah, Vexen's the nobody.
Okay, sure.
Evan is the somebody. So there's a clone Riku.
So there is clone Riku, but he looks just like Riku.
Looks just like Riku.
Okay, yep.
But literally he exists for that
out.
game, and then they toss him out until Kingdom Hearts 3. But I just want to bring that back in.
Put him in the garbage.
Yeah. So now we come to Coded, which...
Oh, yeah. Okay, Coded.
Forgot
that was even a game.
So Coded comes in, and when we wake up in Kingdom Hearts 2...
when Sora wakes up.
When Sora wakes up in Kingdom Hearts 2, we have Jiminy's journal.
Yep.
But all it says is thank Naminé. Because we had all these memories of what happened in Castle Oblivion, but once we got our real memories back, all of those memories of Naminé, of Castle Oblivion, of everything, the organization, all of that was forgotten.
Okay.
Because our real memories replaced them.
Sure.
So we have no idea what's going on. So there's just this thank Naminé thing.
Sora's real memories don't include Organization 13?
Not at this point.
No, because Organization 13 is not in Kingdom Hearts 1, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Yep.
So now we get to Coded, and they see this book. They're like, what's going on? That's weird. And that has new messages popping up in it, too.
Okay.
And so they, like, you know what we should do? Let's digitize this. And they digitize
you got to move into the current generation.
They digitize his journal.
Okay.
And then they're like, who are we going to do? Which digitizing his journal makes a digital world of all the worlds they explored. So they're like, who are we going to have to explore all of these? Well, let's make a digital Sora. And so a digital Sora goes in.
And this is Coded. This is Coded.
Yes. I'm going to fast forward through Coded so fast.
Okay, that's fine.
It's stupid.
Okay.
And they fixed Jiminy's journal.
You're saying this is the only part of this that's stupid.
Right. Everything else makes perfect sense.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. All right.
They fixed Jiminy's journal. This is stupid and that's pointless.
Okay.
Really, all they really establish here is that digital things can have real hearts and real emotion. So even though like Xion was technically digital, she will have a real heart. They established and recoded that even though something's made out of data, it can gain its own soul. So that's my because we're an hour and a half into
so now we're
this.
talking about like a classic sci-fi question: do androids dream of electric sheep? Like
absolutely.
Okay, so all right.
Yep, and
we're getting real philosophical.
That's Coded.
Here.
That's Coded.
Awesome.
It has this question to it. They fix it. Stuff goes on. I mean, stuff happens, and it'd be crazy, yo.
Sure.
But none of it's vitally important to the overarching story.
It's just establishing the concept of digital people having souls.
Now we get to Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance.
Dang it!
We're almost at this.
Forget all of these exist.
Oh, Dream Drop Distance, guys. Okay.
Is this a good or a confusing?
Confusing.
Okay.
This is where everything goes wonky.
Okay.
Because we begin time travel. So, here's what happens. I'm going to try and really condense this.
Okay, please.
Xehanort, when he very first got split, part of him, as just his heart, was able to travel through time, use time magic. Time magic is established in Dream Drop Distance.
Okay.
You can much more easily travel through time if you have no physical body, if you're just a heart.
Okay.
So he travels through time, and he is gathering versions of himself to be the new Organization 13.
So this is where the Batman Dark Knight's Metal storyline of DC came together, where the Batman Who Laughs is gathering different Bruce Waynes from different dark universes coming to take over the Prime universe.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
And we get to the why of that.
Freaking Scott Snyder just stole this whole thing from Kingdom Hearts. Oh, what a hack. Call him, not Zack Snyder, Scott Snyder.
You said Scott Snyder.
Oh.
You did.
Yeah, I was going to say call him Hack Snyder, but that's Zack Snyder.
So he gets Terranort. Okay, so Spirit Xehanort goes back and gets real Xehanort, Old Man Baldy.
Okay.
Gets real Xehanort.
Remember Old Man Baldy.
He also goes and gets...
Okay, so hold on. Xehanort splits into Ansem and Xemnas, but now there's Spirit Xehanort.
Kind of.
There's the Trinity of Xehanort. There's the body...
So in fact, at the very beginning of Kingdom Hearts 1, you see in the cave, you see this hunched over figure in a brown robe. I was going to ask,
who is that? Yeah.
That's Spirit Xehanort. That's time traveling Xehanort.
Okay. Stop.
Okay.
I just want a quick percentage guess. How much of Kingdom Hearts 1 things that happened is oh, we got to explain this later on. Like, how much of it did
Kingdom
they
Hearts
have?
1 specifically?
Like, from the start of Kingdom Hearts, when they first had this idea, and they were like, here's this game we're making. And then how much of it is like, let's just invent things for all of this to make sense.
Kingdom Hearts 1 could have been its own thing standing alone.
Oh, easily.
But when they made the rest of the games, they're like, we could change that to include this.
because that guy in the hood could have just been
Ansem. It was voiced by Billy Zane.
Right. Could have just been Ansem.
Yep.
But they were like, nah, let's make this stupid and confusing.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
He gets Xehanort. He gets Terranort.
Tennessee.
He gets Ansem.
Okay, so...
He gets Xemnas.
Okay.
He gets young Xehanort, a young man that looks like Xehanort.
Okay.
And so now we have these 5. Plus, they also have Xigbar. And more organization members.
Okay.
Oh, they also get... No, we're not there yet. We'll get there.
Zigbar was Braig, who was the second to Xehanort way back in...
Yep. Look at you.
Aqua
Look
Vengeance.
at you remember.
Look, I'm remembering
so proud
things.
of you.
I'm going to forget it 20 minutes after we leave here, but...
So, they're on their way to an Organization 13 here. We'll get to why later.
Okay.
So, the worlds... A lot of the worlds have been saved by Sora and Riku and Mickey and all of them, but some of them, for some reason, have gone into a deep sleep.
Okay.
Which means that they're in like a dream existence. We don't know why or what's going on with them, but they're in a deep...
All right.
The whole world's in deep sleep. And so Yen Sid, who is apparently a former Keyblade master, but I don't know how you can be a former Keyblade master. I guess he gave it up.
Maybe he just doesn't use it
Hung
anymore.
up his Keyblade.
Oh, that's what that was on his wall the whole time.
So he decides, you know what, Sora and Riku, this is a really good opportunity for you to have your Mark of Mastery exam. We're going to see if you guys can become
okay, so just
masters.
like not Ventus, but Aqua and Terra.
Correct.
Okay.
So we're going to see if you guys can become Keyblade Masters. By the way, another side note, Roxas and Xion both live in Sora right now.
They still exist.
They still exist.
They're not. It's not
because
just
the two of them. That's why coded was so important, because it said that individuals, even outside, like even separate, can gain their own souls. So Roxas and Xion had such great lives and things were so good. Their souls exist inside of Sora right now.
Okay.
So right now he has Ven, Roxas, and Xion, and Sora all inside of him. Like a turducken, I'm telling you, man.
Send him into a herd of
into
a herd of pigs here.
So, we're in Dream Drop Distance. They have to go and help take care of the world, see what's going on, and if they can end up okay, then they'll make it. They go, and they kind of end up in a dream realm. And in this dream realm, they start seeing young Xehanort, Ansem, and Xemnas.
A dream
popping
realm.
Up. Yeah, the dream realm is a real place. And for some reason, they encounter Neku from The World Ends With You. They pull an entirely different game in. The World Ends With You, the main character of that.
It's a Square game.
Yeah, and he's part of it.
Well,
I got nothing.
To me, it's like It's like bringing Final Fantasy in. It's
guess.
It's a Square game.
So this guy shows up, and
They did a crossover with that in Union Cross too at one point.
so
You have not looked at these at all, and it's
no,
been
I know this
very
is all been by memory.
impressive. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So
This is so much.
I told you I did a lot of studying.
You really
through all
did.
Of this. So we get to this point. By the way, if I've messed anything up, know that I probably know that I messed it up if I thought about it. But trying to explain it all in the course of an hour and a half,
Right.
is intense.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It's.
So,
But give us all the comments about everything he's done wrong, and laugh at him.
we see Lee show up. Lee wakes up and he has realized, oh, my somebody and my nobody, or my nobody and my heartless were killed. I'm a person again. I want Roxas back. I want my friends back. I want my life back. And so he actually goes to Yen Sid and he's like, hey, can I be a Keyblade wielder? Can I be like a good guy now?
Can I get one of them Keyblades? You
Yep.
got any spares?
Yeah, pretty much. And so Lee starts training with them. He's a good guy now. Also, a lot of the other organization members wake up as their somebodies. Ienzo, Alias,
Guy, other
a
guy,
lot of guys
person.
wake up. Yeah,
Because-
and
Because they're heartless and their nobodies have been killed.
they woke up and they realize all the evil that they were made to do by Xemnas. They're like, we're good guys now.
Okay.
We want to be good men now.
Okay. John Goodman
now. And so they start helping, and they're helping with stuff and things. We'll get to that in Kingdom Hearts 3. But so we are at a point now where Riku and Sora end up going to try and help the worlds. But in all of this, we are learning about Organization 13 and kind of what they're doing. For example, I don't remember what the mark is called, but the X is a special mark that allows Xemnas to track people. And that's why he added an X to the name of all of his organization members, so he could always track them, know what they're doing. And in Dream Drop Distance, when they enter the Dream Realm, Sora has an X on his shirt.
It's just on his shirt, though?
Yep. And that's how they track Sora.
It's not like part of him. It's just a shirt.
Nope, it's his shirt.
So if he changed his shirt,
it would. But he doesn't change clothes.
Yeah, I mean that's very convenient.
But they
wait. Is it
put
just
on
specifically the ones he puts, or is he just in his mind everywhere an X exists?
It's the ones that they do. He put that one on the shirt.
Okay.
Yeah. So when they enter the Dream Realm, the organization had control of the Dream Realm. They put these worlds into the deep sleep.
Okay. Tell me more about this Dream Realm.
Okay. Which, by the way, it's kind of where the dandelions are. We don't know why or how, or like we don't know where that's going to tie in.
So this Dream Realm is just like people are asleep and that's where they exist. It's like the dreaming from the Sandman?
Kind of, yes. In fact, the Chirithes that I was talking about before, they kind of help you out in that area. If a Chirithe loses its master, it becomes a nightmare.
Okay.
In Dream Drop Distance, they have these little spirit helpers. And if they're good, they're your helpers. If they're bad, they're nightmares. And they're
okay. So you have Chirithes.
Oh, that reminds me. Right.
Drop Distance.
That reminds me.
Oh, yep. Put all the things. You have your nobodies.
Oh, right. Nobodies. I forgot about
nobodies. You never even put nobodies on here.
Yeah.
You just put an NIG, and then. Oh wait, nope. Heartless, unversed, nobodies, and nightmares.
Nightmares.
You're fighting the Huns.
Are the bad guys in the Hun? Okay, these are the bad guys in Dream Drop Distance, are nightmares. And this one I did not play. I did not watch a walkthrough of or anything.
Okay,
watched. This one was.
You learned about it.
Right. This one was Oni Black Mage's story description.
Cool. Thank you.
So thank you, Oni Black Mage, as well as the wiki page.
Right.
So this one is just one that I studied on. So this is the one that I'm least versed in.
Okay. Good. The one that's the weirdest.
The weirdest by far. So, this one, Riku and Sora get lured into the Dream Realm.
Okay.
By Organization 13, and they're trying to unlock the worlds from their dream states, and they're succeeding in doing so. But every step of the way, it's kind of bringing Sora closer to the darkness.
Okay.
And the whole idea through all of this is to get Sora to become one of the members of Organization 13.
Okay.
So they're trying to get the darkness and
get Sora
fully come out.
To
fully. So I'm gonna zip through this. Stuff happens.
Okay.
And it gets to a point where Sora is very, very close to becoming Norded, to getting Norded.
Okay.
Riku saves him though.
Oh.
Riku saves him, but not before he has a darkness encounter with Ansem.
Okay.
Because Ansem is still part of him inside. And so, the Ansem that's inside of him. So there's this talk that they have, and
Ansem and Riku.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Riku finally just says, "You know what, man? I accept that you're part of me, but I'm light now.
Huh.
I don't want the darkness is not controlling me at all. I get that you're here. I get that it's part of who I am, but whatever."
Okay.
You cannot win. And he goes, and because of that, the reassurance,
that acceptance,
he's able to beat young Xehanort. Riku beats young Xehanort to save Sora, and they all go back, and they go back to Yen Sid, and Yen Sid is like, "Gag, that got crazy. That was not what I thought was going to happen.
I cannot keep track of this anymore."
Right. But
let's just go back to animating brooms.
Sora, you almost got Norded, so no mastery for you. Riku.
Oh.
Good job, brother.
I appreciate that.
You're a master.
I like that. That's cool.
So Riku becomes a Keyblade master.
Awesome.
So he's Master Riku. There's Master Mickey. Mickey's also a Keyblade master now.
Right, of course.
And so now we get to Kingdom Hearts 3.
All right.
We're here.
Yes, we finally made it.
So this takes place pretty much immediately after Dream Drop Distance.
Okay.
And there's this whole conversation. Oh, by the way, at the end of Dream Drop Distance, somebody comes in and is like, oh, we've got our Keyblade wielders plus one more. And in walks Kairi. Kairi is now a Keyblade wielder.
Okay.
So it's Sora, Riku, Mickey, Lee, and Kairi are all now Keyblade wielders.
I'd really appreciate it if like all the princesses of light should have been able to be Keyblade wielders, I feel like.
Shut up. So
okay.
So we get to Kingdom Hearts 3.
Okay.
We get to Kingdom Hearts 3, and it starts with Sora being like, dang, I failed, but that's cool. Nothing gets me down. He's like Sam Gamgee, you know?
He's fun Sora, yeah.
Yeah. And so it's like, well, how are you going to make sure that you can gain this? By the way, in all of this, he had his power sapped from him.
So that's how they explain leveling
him
back up.
Although he's still freaking cool from the very beginning.
Well, yeah,
you can do
they
some
just
really
change his
cool
powers
stuff.
this time.
Yes. But so at the very beginning, they're like, tell you what, why don't you go back and revisit all your old friends and talk to them about what happened, how you can gain your strength back, and how you can, they call it the power of waking. That's how you like get mastery, is the power of waking.
So by old friends, you mean like worlds you'd already been to?
Worlds you've already been to.
But there's also new worlds in this.
Yep.
And not all of the worlds from 1 and 2.
So the very first thing that you do is you think to yourself, you know what, man? Hercules. There's a guy who knows what it means to be a hero.
Oh, okay.
So let's go visit Hercules first thing.
Gotcha.
You go there, you encounter Maleficent and Pete. And Maleficent
Pete's
and
back?
Pete, oh, yeah, they're back.
Yeah, the best.
Maleficent and Pete are back, and they're looking for a black box.
From like an airplane that crashed or something?
Call back to Union Cross. Lushu had the Keyblade and a black box.
Oh, but you never knew what it was.
You never knew what it was, but
Okay.
we do know that they're looking, that Pete and Maleficent are looking for it. We don't know why, but we know that they're looking for it.
Okay.
So, what we find out in this is that, first of all, Organization 13, which has now added, and again, this is where we're going out of order of the game itself.
Okay.
They've added Ansem Riku. They went back in time to the moment that Riku was possessed by Ansem.
Okay.
And they took him. So they got Ansem
Okay.
Riku. They have organization members. Were there any other
So wait, hold on.
Ansems that they have?
Is
I think that's all
Ansem
the
Riku?
Ansems.
So let's go specifically Ansem Riku.
Yep.
He comes into 3. He's part of Organization 13. Does that retcon everything? Like he no longer was there?
I think that
or is
this
it we
is split
create we're a
timelines.
new creation?
This is like a
new
split off from
version
that
coming.
timeline. Yeah,
Okay,
it's
sure.
like a new, sure.
It's time travel. You got to accept it.
And then they have other organization members like Marluxia is there, as well as Demix is there, and
That's young.
Larxene is there. Syax is there. So they have they have 13 members here.
Gotcha.
But so what we find out is that there are a couple of things they're trying to do. Number one, they're trying to get Kingdom Hearts in several different ways. Number one, they're trying to do it by recreating the Keyblade again, by having another great clash of darkness and light.
Okay.
The way that you have a great clash of darkness and light is with 7 good Keyblade wielders and 13 evil Keyblade wielders. 7 light Keyblade wielders and 13 dark Keyblade wielders, at least, of each. So this was all...
It just seems arbitrary, right?
Yeah, well,
okay.
When the Keyblade was destroyed, it broke into 20 pieces, and this is the representation of the 20 pieces
13
of
of those pieces were evil and 7
dark, and 7 were light.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And the Keyblade we're talking about is like not the actual Keyblade. It's the Kai blade.
Yeah, the one that has control of Kingdom Hearts.
Which is not the one that Sora had in the first game, like the classic Kingdom Key.
That's the Kingdom Key.
That's just a regular blade.
Although the Kai blade...
Is the Kai blade an actual weapon, or is it
yes. It looks like 2 Kingdom Keys that are crossed over.
Okay.
And then where they cross over at the top, a big giant blade of light, kind of like the Moonlight Greatsword.
I feel like I've seen that somewhere, but okay.
It's kind of cool looking. I wish they wouldn't have used the Kingdom Key. It's the simplest key.
Gotcha.
But anyway.
It is the most iconic one, though.
Yes, it is.
Gotcha.
So, they get 13 members to be the 13 members of Dark.
Right.
And kind of like ISIS,
they're
just trying to cause trouble.
Even though Xemnas or Xehanort is like half of them in different forms.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly that. So, again, kind of like ISIS, they're literally just trying to cause trouble to force the Keyblade wielders to come clash with them
to make the Keyblade. They're terrorists.
Essentially. But part of what they're doing at the same time is going to different worlds, seeking out new princesses of light. Maybe that can be their backup plan.
Okay,
New
so
princesses
I'm
of
gonna
light.
theorize like Rapunzel is one of them.
Yep, Rapunzel is one of them.
That's all I got.
So
Maybe big hero. What's his face?
big
one?
they're there.
Well, sure, but he's.
Baymax.
I want Baymax to be a princess.
So you start searching worlds, just looking for help and to become a hero again, but also chasing down the organization.
Okay.
Again, stuff happens. It's all just things that happens.
Filler until story
filler.
things.
So important things that happen. You get to play as Riku a couple of times in his choice.
Oh, that's cool.
Riku and Mickey's specific job is to seek out, in the realm of darkness, seek out Master Aqua. You do. You find Aqua and you beat her up because she's bad now.
Hey!
I mean, in all fairness, like she literally looks, she's like, you left me here for a decade.
In the darkness.
I've been alone in the darkness for a decade. My heart is filled with darkness now.
Okay.
And their way they'd be like, hey, we can help you. Yeah!
Yep.
And so Riku fights Aqua in a really... Are you okay over there?
No, my microphone's being dumb.
Do you want this other mic stand?
Nah, it's cool.
Okay, so Riku fights Aqua and wins, and because he beat her up well enough, she comes back to normal, and then they bring her back to the realm of light. Aqua's
So they
back.
punch the evil out of her?
They punch the evil out of her.
Okay, I'll take it.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's not dumber than anything else.
Right. And so she comes back to the light. So Aqua's there now too. So they have a seventh. They now have 7 Keyblade wielders. Or sorry, 6. That's 6 Keyblade wielders.
Okay.
They have 6. Then, now that Aqua's back, they go back into Castle Oblivion, and Aqua takes Master Ericus's, because Aqua lost her Keyblade. Aqua finds Master Ericus's old Keyblade.
Ooh, that's convenient.
It's really cool, actually. It's like
Sure.
a really good moment of
It should look like a lightsaber.
It is. So I wish.
to reference Mark Hamill
Yeah.
being Ericus.
So she gets Ericus's old Keyblade, and she unlocks Castle Oblivion, turns it back into the normal castle, which allows them to go in and see Ventus there. But who's there waiting for us but Vanitas?
Okay, Vanitas was
The
evil,
darkness of
the
Ventus.
darkness. Yeah. Okay. Right.
So Vanitas is there, and he's like, "You can't have him. He's mine. He's another one of our backup plans in making the Keyblade." They have a lot of plans.
4 of them. Yeah.
I mean, it's wise. You should do that.
Sure.
Yeah. If you're gonna have an evil plot, have backup plans. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I do right now.
And they're like, "You can't have him. He's mine." And so, in one of my favorite moments in the game, Aqua's just like, "All right, I'll fight you." And it's just Aqua and Vanitas. By the way, Aqua's a Keyblade master.
Yeah.
Vanitas is half of a Keyblade wielder.
Yeah, just the bad part of it.
And you are clearly significantly more powerful than Vanitas, and you beat the crap. You get control of Aqua, and you just have these awesome powers, and you beat the crap out of him. And I think that episode just dropped as we're recording this yesterday. Yeah? The title is "She is a Keyblade Master, and you are not." She does. She just ruins him.
Okay, cool.
But with the ruining of Vanitas, he runs away. And then Sora goes, and with Sora right next to Ven, and then Aqua gives him like a hug, because hugs are powerful in this world.
Clearly.
The spirit of Ven leaves Sora and goes back into Ventus.
Okay.
And Ventus is back, and we have our 7.
Back again.
So we have Sora, Riku, Mickey, Ventus, Aqua, Kairi, and Axel. So we have our 7 Keyblade wielders.
Axel. Okay.
Right. We have our 7 Keyblade wielders, and they have their 13. So all of that stuff about Princesses of Heart, seeking them out, all of that is now moot. Literally all the worlds were filler.
They were not specific. It wasn't specifically those characters. It was just that they were good.
Right. They were pure
So
characters.
now we just found different good
There were a lot
people.
of times in which they would go and because Frozen was one of the worlds, and they're like, Queen Elsa? Oh, no. She's not going to work. She has darkness.
She has darkness in her.
And so they peace out.
Okay.
And so, but in all of this, a lot of them come to monologue to you, Larxene and young Xehanort, and they monologue in every single world. And I'm like, why are you telling me this?
Yeah.
But anyway,
Stop. Just move on. Don't worry about it. My
they
microphone.
can see this.
Yeah, if they're yeah, okay. If they haven't clicked away already, which they should, it's ridiculous.
Because we're almost at 2 hours.
No,
right
it's
now.
fine.
So we finally get to this final battle in which we all show up, and we face this massive cloud of we're at the Keyblade Yard, by the way. We're at the Keyblade Graveyard.
Okay, that's in like that final ending of Kingdom Hearts 1? Mm-hmm. Okay.
So we get there, and there's this massive cloud, this tornado of Heartless that are attacking us.
Ooh.
And we die.
Oh.
We lose. We straight
All
up
seven
lose,
of you just die?
and credits roll. No, just kidding. So Sora wakes up, and he is in the realm between realms. So it's his soul. His soul was so strong and so powerful that even though his body's been destroyed, his heart is still surviving right now.
Okay, so right now, hold on, recap. We have regular universe world,
Yep.
realm of darkness,
Yep.
digital world,
Yep.
dream world,
Yep.
and realm between realms.
What does this say? Oh, something. I think we're running out of batteries.
Yeah, probably.
over there.
It doesn't matter. Just go.
Okay, so we're gonna try and hustle here. So yes, a lot of different worlds. Sora in this world is able to recollect himself first. Oh, by the way, there's a Chirithy there. Chirithy is helping you through things.
Chirithy is just a terrible name. Like, it's just garbage. Let's move on.
So he collects himself, and because of that, he's able to actually go and save all of his friends as well.
Okay.
And so it kind of brings everybody back. For some reason, this is never explained. It brings you back like 30 seconds in the past. And so you get to that point again. But you are promised help from the light of the past. And as you are there, you see like this in this vision, a member of the Dandelions. And then
Do you know who it is, or it's just some person?
he's a character from Union Cross.
Okay.
He's a character from Union Cross. You see him. He just shows up in your face for a second. That's all.
Gotcha.
Like he smiles at you.
Oh,
That's it.
okay.
And then all the Keyblades just come up out of the ground, and they just start like soaring around, and you jump on them, and
Oh,
you are
snap.
able to surf
This sounds
like,
amazing.
massive thing of Keyblades, and you defeat this big tornado of Heartless.
Gotcha.
And you win. So it comes to the final showdown of all the characters. I'm going to fast forward through as much of this as possible here because we're running out of time.
Right.
It's in this labyrinth. And as you're going around, you actually individually have moments with every single member of Organization 13
Okay.
once you defeat them.
The new organization.
The new Organization
with all the
13.
different Xehanorts and whatnot.
All of the nobodies are like, I can feel again. And all of this has been because of you. Like, they all kind of have a redemption moment.
Okay.
And Sora, because he's just good guy Sora, is always like, hey, I hope we meet when you're a somebody again. And they're all like, you know what, man? Me too.
Okay.
It's really cool. It's really good.
Alrighty.
Now, there's another moment. This isn't the order I did it in. I'm going to swap. I'm going to save my favorite for last. There's another moment when you go, there goes our
video. It's all right. We still got audio.
Yep, we'll have audio. I'm not going to be drawing much more anyway, so don't worry about it.
Been a while anyway.
Yeah, so I was gonna draw the rest of the names of the 13, but we're not going to worry about it.
It's cool.
So we go and we see Ansem fighting with Aqua and Ven.
Okay.
It's Ansem and a couple other people are fighting Aqua and Ven. Vanitas, and it's not important who because
Vanitas
really
is still
just,
alive. He
yeah,
just got friggin' beat up.
We do kill.
Well, shouldn't Aqua be able to kill Vanitas real easy? And
we go and we do we ruin Vanitas pretty quick.
Okay.
And there's this moment of like attempted redemption, and Vanitas is like, "Look, I'm pure darkness. No."
Yeah.
And then he fades away.
Literally cannot.
Yeah, and then he fades away.
Gotcha.
Then Ansem, if you remember, Ansem had that guardian guy behind him that had like crossed arms.
Yes.
And, this big guardian guy. So we're fighting Ansem, and we win, and he's got that guardian with him.
Sure.
We win, and he starts to get up again, and he starts to gain power again, and the guardian grabs him.
Oh.
And the guardian pulls the tape off of his mouth and speaks with the voice of Terra. From the because Ansem was Terra Nord's Heartless.
Right.
Part of Terra was with him,
Yep.
and he was using that as his guardian.
Yeah.
And so finally, Terra sees Aqua and Ven fighting, and he's like, "No, I'm not going to do this anymore." And he destroys Ansem, and boom, Terra comes back to normal.
Oh, snap.
And it's a real good moment.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
A reunion. It was like they all come together and they hug. And in Birth by Sleep, Ven promised that he would get Terra back. And there's this really good moment when Terra looks at Ven and says, "You kept your promise." And it was really good. So Terra's back.
Okay.
Yes. So we have
Back
8
again.
Keyblade wielders now because reasons.
Terra's back.
But
Tell a friend.
even better, on the other side, we're fighting somebody. It doesn't matter who.
Okay.
But we're also fighting Syax and Xemnas
Okay.
with Kyrie and Axel. So Kyrie and Axel are fighting Syax and Xemnas.
Okay.
And we show up, Sora shows up, and they start fighting, and we Xemnas pieces out because he's getting beat. And I think it's Larxene that's also there, and we beat Larxene and she leaves. But then it's Syax and no. There's one other person. Sorry. It's Xemnas, Syax, and a hooded figure that we don't know.
Okay.
Xemnas pieces out. We beat Syax, and Axel is like, Syax, stop it. Come back to normal. And like there's this really dramatic time. And they finally have this moment where Syax is like, look, yeah, I went to full darkness because I was jealous that you made new friends. And and they have this like kind of like redemption of their friendship right there.
Okay.
And then Syax dies, and Lee's like, I'll go look for you when you're Isa again. So
right. Okay.
Like promising their friendship's going to return. But when we beat the random hooded figure, we don't know who it is. This hooded figure, Xemnas comes to kill Lee, to kill Axel. He's going by Axel again by this point. So to kill Axel. And the hooded figure stops him and says, wait, we need him. And that's when we notice Hooded's figure is wielding a keyblade.
Okay.
Who is it? Well, Xemnas is like, you're still a traitor. And he kicks Hooded figure, and Hood falls back, and it's Xion. And they've brought Xion back. I don't know how, but she's back.
Wait,
they probably went back in time. And
I don't remember when she died.
They had to kill her at the end of.
Because Xion was the Sora thing.
Yeah,
the vessel.
So they brought her back.
Okay.
Probably went back in time to get her.
Gotcha.
And so Axel immediately remembers her. Xion. Oh no! Like what's going on?
Because it was Isa, Xion, and Axel that were best friends.
Right.
Okay.
And so he gets all his memories back. Meanwhile, they've been using replicas this whole game. That's how they've got all the organization members back, is they've used the clone replica things.
Okay.
So that's why we had to bring up Clone Riku before. They have empty vessels that they've been making with science now. Because we have beaten organization members before this, there are empty clones just sitting around.
Sure.
The moment Xion comes back, a light shoots out of Sora's chest, and then
because Xion was in.
Not Xion. Well, yes, Xion was in Sora, but now she's in physical form right here. Light shoots out of Sora, lands back at the ground with a dual Keyblade wielding Roxas there to help fight. And it's the greatest moment in the world.
Okay.
Roxas, Axel, and Xion are back together again.
The crew's back.
And the four of you with Sora fight Syax and win. And they all like hug and reunite, and I just want them to eat ice cream with each other. And it's the most beautiful moment in the world.
Okay.
And I cried, and it was so good.
Okay.
Love this moment with me.
It's amazing, I guess. Wait, but Ansem's still a thing.
So by this point, all of the actual forms of Terra Nort have disappeared.
Bad guy-wise, who's left here?
Only Xehanort clones. That's it. Only Xehanort clones. So
all the versions that they went and collected.
All the versions that went and collected. So we finally go. We have a final showdown with Ansem, Xemnas, and young Xehanort. We beat them, but that is the final 3 that needs to happen for real Xehanort. Now has 13 copies of the same Keyblade. That's the Master of Masters Keyblade with his eyeball in it.
Okay.
And with the 7, 8 now Guardians of Light there, that's enough to make the Keyblade. And sure enough, Xemnas makes the Keyblade, the Kai Blade.
Okay.
And Kingdom Hearts shows up in the background, and he's ready to fight. And now it's final showdown time. So we have our final battle with Xehanort, and it's pretty intense.
How many forms are there?
3. And they're not even really different forms. There's one just like really initial, and then there's one when he it's him, but he's masking all of the powers of the different organization members.
Okay.
So it's him with a scythe like Marluxia. It's him with knuckles like Larxene, whatever. So, but the final form is just him. You just fight him. Nobody's a boat. That's good news. You win, and as you win, Terra walks up to Xehanort, and Xehanort's there with the Keyblade like, this is impossible. You can't beat me. And Terra walks up, and he says something really poignant that I can't remember.
It's a great moment.
Xehanort looks at him and says, "You sly fox." And sure enough, the spirit of Ericus comes out of Terra, because when Terra killed Ericus bestowed his heart into Terra. We didn't know that until this moment. And so Ericus walks up, and he's like, old friend, because Ericus and Xehanort grew up together. Old friend, why are you doing this? What's going on? And Xehanort finally admits, look, I want this power because I want to remake the world because the world is garbage now. He talks about sadness and hurt. And I guess really it's megalomania, but with good intentions.
Well, yeah, the whole, that's a pretty typical.
Right.
The world is bad. I need to destroy it.
Right. So the reason they had to do it this way, because there's always the question of, if we beat him, why doesn't he just go back into the past and start over again?
Yeah.
We don't beat him. We redeem him.
Huh.
We change his mind. And at the very end of that part, we see him go arm in arm with Ericus, and the two of them fade into light. And we win.
Cool.
Except,
of course, it's never over.
Post-credits.
Yeah.
Xigbar is standing in the middle of the Keyblade yard, and Xehanort's Keyblade appears, and he grabs it, and he says, finally, I have this back. And right next to him is a big black box.
Oh, so he's Lucio?
And Ira, Ava,
oh, snap.
all the other 5 just walk up, and they're like, Lucio, is that you? Have you called us? And he takes his hood off, and it's Xigbar, and he's like, yeah, it's me. And they're like, you look different. And he's like, yep, but now we're ready to move on. We don't know what's going on or what the plan is there. There's also a post-credit secret scene that that I met, and nothing really of import happens except for we actually see the Master of Masters.
Okay.
And he looks at the moon, the regular old moon, and he makes a heart shape with his hands. And it's just a representation of him seeking Kingdom Hearts. So Xigbar is Lucio. He's still trying to do something with that box and the Keyblade. He has called back the other 5 apprentices, and they're Gula, Ava, Ira, Aced, and Envy.
Okay.
And Lucio. They're all back together again. And then there's the secret scene at the very end in which we just, among other things, the important thing is we see the Master of Masters look at the moon and do the heart-shaped Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
That's the story of Kingdom Hearts.
So it's not over.
Not that we know of.
No, of course. Well,
there is confirmed DLC going to be released. We don't know what that's going to entail, whether that's going to tie up all the loose ends or if there are Kingdom Hearts 4
all right.
plus.
So thank you very much, because that actually helps me. I want to play Kingdom Hearts 3 now.
It's good.
More. But 2 biggest problems I have with all of this.
Okay. Only 2. I'm shocked.
No, 2 underlying, I think, major foundational issues.
Okay.
With the series. I would love it. I would be super on board with all of this complicated ridiculousness if all of the games were on the same
platform.
Same platform. Even across generations, sure, but a same platform so that you can just play through them and not have to buy different systems to play them.
Yep.
I'm fine with complicated. This is the kind of D&D overarching story that I want to write. Where you are playing for years.
I told you this before. It makes sense, but it makes sense in its own stupid way.
Right. That's what I want to write. But if you're forcing me to play different games on different systems, and also at the same time, I didn't even know that these were important. Yes. I don't know. I feel like if I knew that, hey, you should know this before you play 2. I never knew that. Maybe I probably could have found out.
Right.
But also 2 and what was the one on
358 over 2 days?
No, well there was 2. What was the Terra Aqua?
Oh, Birth by Sleep.
Yeah, that one came out before 2, right?
No, after 2, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well still. Right. Anyway, so that's a major thing. Just practically, I want to be able to play, especially when I came out. I was younger and couldn't just buy my own systems like I could now, where I had to rely on my parents. Also, make Disney characters important. Instead of just being randos who kind of do bad things, make the princesses of light more important. Make them the Keyblade wielders. Make Sora a bystander.
Yeah.
Or maybe make Sora important, but make all the villains from the games the Organization 13.
I think they really want to keep the continuity of the movies.
That's where the problem. Well, kind of.
Disney really protects their IP.
No. They're not keeping continuity of movies. They're changing the movies. All these Heartless showing up. Pete being this bad guy.
Yes.
I understand that's probably the issue.
And they also probably don't want, like, I think there's probably a non-violence for their princesses. They don't want their princesses fighting and killing people.
Again, sure, I understand that. Like, I'm not saying this would have made it more interesting to me.
Oh, yeah.
Because all the Disney stuff just didn't, like, all of that last, like, final battle stuff you talked about in 3 did not involve a single Disney character.
Mickey, Donald, and Goofy, thank you very much.
Okay, yeah, those jerks. You didn't mention them at all. They weren't part of the story.
They weren't really
aside from
important
being Donald and Goofy.
I mean, again, minor things happen, but nothing vastly
the
important.
actual story. Like, you're right. So that would have made it better. Why am I going to Pirates Land? Oh, it's just one of the worlds.
Yep.
Why am I going to? It's just there. It's no big deal. But if I'm trying to stop all of these important bad guys because they have this master plan all together instead of just because it just sounds like all of these Disney villains were just being manipulated also. Mm-hmm. So that's not fun. Like that's just like whatever.
So I will tag in a couple of small things.
Yes.
Maleficent shows up in Union Cross.
Okay.
The very, very first one.
All right.
And talks about Sora.
Oh.
I don't know where the time travel comes in or whatever else, but she has already encountered and been defeated by Sora. It's like after Kingdom Hearts 1.
Gotcha.
But Union Cross is supposed to be way prequel. We don't know why.
Right.
We do also know that Xigbar and Maleficent, so Lucio and Maleficent, are in cahoots. So
okay.
Anyway.
Well, I'm enlightened.
Yep. And I did say that I was going to make it even simpler, which I can. So, ready? This is Kingdom Hearts explained. Ready? Xehanort wants the power of Kingdom Hearts.
Yes.
He tries to, in several different ways, get it. When he is split, each of his different forms are still trying to get it. In the meantime, Sora and Riku are becoming Keyblade masters to stop him from doing it. In the process of all this happening, other characters are created, but the bottom line is that it's a story of redemption for Xehanort.
Gotcha.
At the end. So
okay.
That's Kingdom Hearts.
Cool.
There you go, guys. Hey, so like I said many times before, I left out so much.
Really, I mean, I can tell, but
so much. But I try to leave in the most important story links.
Yes.
The most important things that
justify Link things shows
that
up?
Happen. Yeah, story Link.
Oh man, even Nintendo's getting in on this.
So if there's anything important that you guys think I left out or anything that you think I got wrong, you can just mail.
Send us an actual letter.
No, you can go ahead, put it in the comments. Try and explain more stuff. Fox will read every word of it. I promise you.
No, I won't. I might.
Thank you so much for listening to more than 2
hours. If you've made it all the way here,
content.
You are amazing.
Oh man!
And also figure out your life.
No,
I regret being here.
I appreciate you.
I
for
do.
Listening
I really do.
You are awesome.
All right.
Thank you guys for listening. Always remember, save games, save lives.
Bye, guys.